All right, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all doing well. It's time for another episode of Speedruns From the Crypt, your bi-weekly horror hotfix. I'm Rosic Dices, and before we do get into the games and why exactly we picked these games, I need to read you a couple of announcements. First, GDQ's next all-women and femmes speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live from March 9th to the 16th, benefiting the National Women's Law Center. You can visit gamesdonequick.com/FrameFatales for more information on that, or use !FF in Twitch chat to check out the schedule. As well, if you'd like to support the GDQ Hotfix, you can check out the 2024 Season 4 shirts at theyeti.com/GDQ. Alrighty, so it is February 19th, and I know it's not quite on the exact day, but, you know, about maybe 5 days ago from the making of this VOD, because, you know, in the future it's a VOD, right now you're in Twitch chat, but about 5 days ago, it was Valentine's Day. And what better way to celebrate Valentine's with our favorite Valentine, Jill Valentine. Today's selection of games are all just a bunch of different games and speedruns focused around our favorite horror heroine, Jill Valentine. We'll be going through the classics, we'll be going through some of the remakes, and we'll even get a little bit weird with it with a category difference. Anyway, to kick things off, we're going to go with probably one of the coolest classic Resident Evil speedruns you may have known. We're going to be going to Resident Evil 3 Classic 90% with Double Edger. Take it away.
Thank you, guys. Hello, GDQ. Let's go. It is one of my favorite speedruns, and it's quite the classic. So we're going to go ahead and select our costume, and I'll call a countdown from there. So the countdown will begin once we jump out the building. I'll give it a go. All right, we're going to go with Special 7. We normally go with Special 6, but we'll mix it up a bit. Biohazard. I'll go in about 3, 2, 1, and start. All right, so Jill's been she's kind of worried about all the people in the city chasing her. We don't really get an explanation in the original as to why the apartment explodes, but in the remake or remaster, whatever you like to refer to it as, obviously Nemesis is chasing and causing the explosion. So we kind of get a bit of backstory for that in the remake. But we're going to go ahead and just run away into the alleyway and meet Mr.
28th, daylight.
His name's completely
taken the city.
Gone from my head.
Somehow.
But
Oh gosh, I should know this guy's name. Is it Dario?
Dario, that's the one. There we go. We don't really care about Dario. Dario locks himself in the container, and we're just going to go ahead and let ourselves out. He just lost his door outside. So there's quite a few cool bits, tips, and tricks for RE3 original. I'm going to showcase a few of them. So the first one here is delay input cancel. That basically allows you to cancel the delay on any sort of like text scroll. So you'll see here right now. So here's an example. I pressed my E key and action, and that just immediately allows me to go straight forward, saving you up to 0.25 per input, which is, as you can imagine, a lot over the run. So here is one of the first potential reset points for very competitive runners. It is called the basement, and you'll see why. So we reset the room to reset the aggro and positions. We're going to take a quick step here just to kind of manipulate the RNG, and we got an immediate bite, which is unfortunate. Might take a herb here. And the immediate bite. So the basements can go really bad, and you're seeing a pretty much prime example of that. Ooh, a very prime example of that. This is some really bad RNG. Classic basement.
You know, maybe as the run goes, the RNG gets a little bit nicer, huh?
Yeah, hopefully, but it happens. It happens. It's probably not the worst basement I've ever had. But we're going to just pick up those safety herbs, just to be sure, and go ahead and dodge these guys. Quite simple and straightforward. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the RPD, but before that, we'll come across Brad again, who has ran away from the basement to his favorite establishment, the bar. So that guy can fall backwards. If he falls backwards, you take the left side. If he falls forward, you take the right side, like I just did just there. We're going to go ahead and skip this cutscene. The reason why we don't bother going to grab this now is because if you're trying to leave, it resets your position. So we just get that over and done with. Here's another bit of RNG here. So you'll find there's a lot of RNG in this game. It's kind of insane, the amount of RNG. So that guy came off the wall, which means, oh, never mind, he's a turbo. Oh, we're getting all the bad rolls here today. Hopefully that changes. Let's see here. Okay, we got mid RNG. So there's 3 possible RNGs here. This one is called mid RNG. And basically, the bad RNG is if you get to the door and get forced backwards. The good RNG is if it breaks the barrier straight away. So here's a huge bit of RNG. This will basically start your run or restart your run. So Brad has been slain. We don't really know how, because in the speedrun we don't watch the cutscene. We're going to go ahead and run away. We're going to fight with Nemesis, but then run away. The reason why is because it's slow to run away as the option, whereas you can just run away after you've said you'll fight him. We're going to be cowards. We're going to go through here. There's no Neymar, so that's actually some good RNG there. That means the exit is completely free. We're going to go ahead and enter 4 codes. So 313. Oops. 0513. And we got second code, which is pretty good RNG. There's 4 possible solutions: 0131, 0513, Misty Don't Turbo, thank you, 4011, and 4312. You ideally want first code, but it is complete RNG. You also got the bad pattern on the way in here, so I'm going to have to remember to take the other line. Basically, we're just going to grab this, and you'll see a GL on in the bottom right. That is just grenade launcher on. In the rebirth patch, you basically just toggle an option and it will always spawn the grenade launcher. It's just like this in the original after a few years. There was a tool created, but it was integrated into rebirth itself. So you just toggle a switch. Back in the old days, if you ran this, it was down to complete RNG. And 50% of your runs would just outright die on that locker room. Alright, so we've got the lockpick. This will give us access to the other half of downtown. We've also got one of the gems. We'll be getting the other gem from the news office, which will then give us access to the city hall and further on to the train. Alright, so we're just going to unlock this here. So this later on, as you can see, the brain sucker coming out there straight away. And fun fact, the Capcom logo is above that door for whatever reason. And speaking of doors, I'll explain a little bit about how the doors work. So in RE1OG, you can instantly skip doors. In RE2, it is a delay, I believe, of 1.35 or 1.45 seconds. In RE3, however, the doors change depending on the conditions of the previous room or the next room. So for example, you'll see that I did 2 slow doors there. This is because the music changes. And vice versa here. Whenever anything changes like that in the room, the door becomes an immediate slow door. Otherwise, you can skip it instantly. That is the difference between between fast and slow doors. Like this immediately being skipped. Alright, some good RNG here. No turbos. Love to see it. So as you can see, there's a lot of delay input cancelling here, and we're not even about 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the run. It's crazy how quickly it ramps up.
How did he find me?
So for the course of this run, you'll be presented with many of these options here, and it's usually involving Nemesis. So what we're going to do is every time we're going to pick the first option, except... Do we give stars at the end of the run, Ek? Do you reckon? I reckon we give stars.
If you're somehow on PB pace, I'd say don't go for it. Otherwise, yeah, go for it.
Oh, I'm far from my own PB pace.
At that pace, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have plenty of time. It's about 30 seconds. It's no big deal. But usually what you would normally do is the rudder would not give stars unless you were doing a specific like a meme category. Because Resident Evil games do have those on the boards. We even have a Zoolander percent on RE1. And yes, you only turn left. Right, so we're going to take this Faz here. The HP is actually really good, all things considered, but we did have to take some two green herbs earlier. So you push this 11 times. You don't have to push it to the very edge. You literally just go here, activate that switch, and then activate this switch for the shutter. And that gives us access to the news press office, which will give us access to the gem. And of course, this building is, for some reason, also exploding, particularly when Jill gets nearby. Can't be a coincidence. Alright, so you're going to take a specific line here. Gonna grab this gem, quick turn, and leave. He can sometimes turbo. If he does that, as you exit, just press the aim key and you can perform a manual dodge. It will cost you time, but you need every bit of HP you can get, because we're going to take a few manual bites with the statue. The subtitles, I think, for my version, are on Taiwanese. But Chinese and Taiwanese are the fastest to run this on because the text scrolls faster than Japanese and definitely faster than English. Okay, let's see. We're going to get a pattern of zombies here. You ideally don't want the pattern where the zombie is close to this door as we enter. They're all on the floor anyway. So we got the bad RNG here, technically. So the reason why it's the bad RNG is because if that zombie has turbos, you're getting bit on the way back towards the train later, which is unfortunate. So we got here, bad RNG, but we don't have to deal with dogs later. It's not a major problem. Sometimes you just deal with the RNG you're given with in this game, and it isn't always run ending either. A lot of this run is about how you handle the good and the bad RNG. If you just get good RNG constantly, you're going to come to a lot more time loss with bad RNG than you should. So Jill gives us Carlos gives Jill an expansion pack, and that basically gives us 2 additional slots, allowing us to pick up a lot more items, increasing our inventory by a total of 2. And this will allow us to carry exactly the amount that we need in order to bring back to the train and fix the cable car. Alrighty. So we don't have to worry about a zombie here, so we won't get nibbled on our feet. But it's pretty straightforward on the way out. It's the way in that will be potentially an issue later. Okay, this is another major reset point. So we're going to take a false bite here, and hopefully we get the bowling ball RNG. Kinda got the bowling ball RNG, but they're already getting back up, which is not ideal, but maybe we'll get out scot-free. Nice, that was pretty good. I would take that any day of the week. But you can get it out, all of them fall on the floor, they stay there, and you can just leave. That is ideal and perfect. So basically what we're going to do with this bronze book here is we're going to go put it into the wall here. And that will give us the bronze compass. And that will give us the battery in order to go to the substation, as the elevator is currently out. If you didn't, that maiden statue and horse statue there, holding the jugs of, the jugs, that would produce some electric water, which does damage you if you touch it, but you can't leave. So you would just be stuck there. This zombie can be bad. Okay, and we got the good RNG here. So elevation in RE original games is quite a considerable factor. If it's on a slightly different elevation and you're coming up the stairs, the zombie will puke at you instead of grab you, which is ideal because you can just move your way through. Okay, I'm going to shoot this guy. That guy, not the big guy. Sometimes the auto aim does not help you here. And we're going to go and see if we can get a free pass. Not quite, but should be okay. I consider that pretty good. Statues were quite nice. That's a sign of better RNG from earlier. Let's just guy turbos. We got the dodge. Lovely. Sometimes that guy can step forward early, or he can be really slow. You kind of time that dodge on the frame change. Not getting the dodge, especially if you're HP, you can end up dropping into caution. If you don't have a heal, which we're going to use now, as we need the space later, it basically ends your run. Well, this is the good RNG pattern, believe it or not, because you just take a nice, quick S-line through them and not have to deal with any zombies on the wall here. Alright, so the solution is the same every time. It is left, right, right, right. And the reason we don't do the other side is that holds the weapon, this holds the fuse, which we absolutely need. And unfortunately, we didn't get the music skip, so another prime example of time loss, potentially, is you can't immediately skip this door. If you manage to get it frame perfect and skip the music, you could go through this door immediately. But it's not a big RNG in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so Nemesis got a rocket launcher. I don't quite fancy fighting that, so we're going to go ahead and run away. And we got some pretty good RNG here. Nemesis is not following us. And I can tell that by the HP in the top right, which means we can skip the door in the next room here instantly, and we can take a tight, close line. That's not a fun zombie to have chasing you. And just basically means you can immediately skip, saving you about a second. Otherwise, you just slow skip the door. I don't know for whatever reason, but this always makes me laugh, this door here. The door right about now. It has the Capcom logo on it for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't think in any other game Capcom has plugged their own logo in the game. But for some reason in this one, they absolutely have. Alright, let's see what... So he's facing me, which means I have to shoot the barrel. If any of them, if the one of them is facing you and coming towards you, you have to shoot the barrel. Otherwise, you'll get slapped. More than once. So you're going to put out the fire here. That gives us access to the pharmacy. Now we want Safsprin. We don't want Adjuvil. We don't want Aquacure. We want Safsprin. It is the fastest to type. And it's the one you always want to go for. You have 3 possibilities: Safsprin, Adjuvil, and Aquacure. So hopefully we get Safsprin here. Nice. Lady Luck is showing the good side. And you can watch what's on the television. That does tell you the code. But it takes about 10 seconds to watch it, which is slower than putting in 2 of the codes. So you may as well have been putting in all 3 of them at that point. We're going to bait out this zombie here, and then we can go through here. Hopefully we get a good push. That could have been a lot worse. That's actually an okay push. Go here, dodge this guy, and just run on our way out. Easy peasy. Don't jump. Oh no. Okay, that was kind of fortunate. Very fortunate. If I didn't get slapped there, I could have potentially been jumped on and lost a lot more HP. So it's actually kind of good he did that. Alright, since we got dogs here, we can just go straight forward. If you got zombies, you got to take a slightly wider line. Seeing quite a few puns in the chat. Alrighty, so we've got 2 of the main ingredients we need to fix the car. So we're gonna go pick up this 3rd one here, and then make our way over to the gas station. But we're gonna make a pickup along the way for the broken crank in order to, well, the rusty crank in order to access it. The reason we do not take it on the way before going to the pharmacy is because if you take it beforehand, it spawns Nemesis, which makes those slower, and it just... You don't want Nemesis chasing you. Alrighty, straight through. Easy peasy. So no turbos. Quite nice to see you. Just quick turn, grab this crank, and head on out. And the zombies here are pretty straightforward. Okay, we're going to try and perform a dodge here. Or just go straight in and Jill just ignores my quick turn, but that's fine. We can afford to take the bite. But ideally, you want to just quick turn and run around the zombies. Again, there's still RNG involved. Sometimes one of the zombies can turbo and then just bite you anyway. But it's just a little bit slower. Right, so the crank's going to break when we use the wrench. It is very important that we get rid of the wrench after using this. If you don't and you get early powders, it loses you a lot of time. Gonna come over to one of my favorite puzzles in this game. Lights on, lights off. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people struggle quite a lot with this, but it's pretty simple and straightforward. You just gotta match the lights. And pretty much straightforward. This isn't being emulated, no. This is the PC edition. It is just using the Rebirth pack, which does a lot of quality of life fixes and mostly rendering stuff. And it adds like nice tools above it, like grenade launcher tool, as well as showing our life, ammo, and the boss HP if available. That's exactly why I don't like this pattern. So that's zombie turboed, and there's nothing you can do about it. But we have the HP for it, so we're all good. Alright, so we're going to get our first introduction to Worm here. In all bosses, you would fight the Worm here. Because what happens is the Worm retreats, so it's counted as a boss. Didn't get the frame change, but we're going to go ahead and activate these panels in order to pull the ladder down. Oh boy. Right, we're fine. And since there's no dogs here, we don't have to take a slight left pattern. If you did, you have to dodge the dogs that way, otherwise you aggro and potentially get bitten on the way down those pallets. I'm going to mix this first because the amount of times I've not tried to mix them whilst selecting one of them, I've accidentally put the oil in first, and that costs you time. Yeah, we're going to go ahead, just skip all these cutscenes. Mikhail is not looking too good. So you can fight Nemesis here, but we're just going to go ahead and go, leave this to Mikhail, he's got this, it's easy. Ignore the fact that half the train's exploded. Mikhail's fine.
No, the brakes are out.
I believe in Mikhail. And we're going to be presented with yet another choice. So we always select the first option, except the final one where we select the second option. But for today, we'll probably showcase stars. And yeah, the first option is jump out the train. Believe it or not, Jill survives this. It is unknown as to why. Okay, so we got layer powders. Layer powders on this HP is sort of yikes. But I do have a safety save just in case all things go wrong.
In terms of Jill, she's kind of a monster of a human being. That is what I've learned from all of my research into Jill Valentine. She is inhuman.
Oh yeah, the amount of things that she survives is kind of insane. No other.
Well, you know what's worse about this train thing?
What?
It's not just breaking glass. Normally trains have like tempered glass, like special glass that does, that you can't just break it because it's a train.
Yeah, no,
she just cracks it with her skull.
There's a few inconsistencies with that, but you normally wouldn't survive a lot of the encounters in this game. But Jill, she's a member of Stars. That's the reason behind it. She's a member of Stars.
Also, I didn't realize you could make flame rounds for the late powders.
Yeah, so basically, if you don't get early powders, you want to make flame rounds. The reason most people don't like using it, and it costs you a little bit of time, but you don't want to mix the freeze rounds because you need to save those for you need to save those rounds for the acid in the cabin. But since you get like no early powders, Carlos gives you a set anyway. But other than the early powders, you don't get an extra set. So you always make flame rounds because it's faster than making more freeze rounds. Because the freeze rounds aren't as useful. You can't use them in the acid, not acid fight, the worm fight. Okay. So the solution is always the same here. Up, down, up, down, up. And we got a 2 change. Which is very good RNG. I had to take a minute there just to evaluate what I got. But we got...
You deserve 1 good bit of RNG after this, like, what, the last 20 minutes of just, oh, well, that's bad. Oh, well, that's bad.
That's
bad.
Yeah.
You kind of get shafted for 20 minutes, you get 1 dub.
Get 1 dub. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. I'm banking on us getting the YOLO Carlos. That's the trade-off. I'm gonna get YOLO Carlos, I believe. Alright, so believe it or not, Jill actually throws this hunk of a tyrant off the edge here. Somehow, with all of her might. But considering she just jumped out of a train, I can kind of get behind that. Okay, so there's 4 possible solutions for this clock. Please don't poison me, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and check. So we got, I believe, 7 o'clock.
That's COA, right?
Yes.
Hey, I remembered.
Yeah, so you always start with A with 5 and 7, but you switch it from the side, so it's COA. Otherwise, it would be OCA. No,
See,
no, it's
I
not.
remembered.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the other way around. It's OSC. It's OSC. OSC.
Oh.
OSC. That's the 5 o'clock solution.
Damn. Sorry for messing you up there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Very easily done. But we're all good. Alrighty. It doesn't cost much in the grand scheme of things, but we'll count that as a hidden DA minute.
Ah, of course.
Hidden DA minute. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Faz as well. I'm doing a lot of safety stuff here as well. It is very easy to die on flame rounds when you've got not a lot of HP, because you do end up taking a rocket or two.
While you're starting for the fight really quick, just to mention, lately I've been trying to run this game more, and Devil Edger's been quite helpful with some of the tips. So I'm trying to remember the gems, because there's like, what, 5 combinations of gems, and they're not easy to remember.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So I'm like, do I remember it off the top of my head at all?
Once you get the hang of it, the only puzzle I can't do, and I still have a text document for, is the water puzzle. No one's remembering that. Here's the
There are so many
fight.
combinations.
Alright, we took a rocket, that's fine. You will usually take a rocket by Nemesis here, so I'm going to perform a slide shot. That's good RNG. Alright, that's probably about as good as that fight can go.
Please, wake
On flame rounds. If we didn't take the rocket, that would be best. But since there's no stuns, like freeze rounds provide mini stuns. That's why freeze rounds are always more favorable. They also deal more damage, so you don't have to use as much of them, which makes having flame rounds always slower. All right, we're going to go ahead and quick turn. Equip the handgun, because single-handed weapons are faster than double-handed weapons. And we're going to be running a lot as Carlos here, all the way to the hospital to grab the vaccine. Nice turbo, I saw that. That guy can grab you and take a bit of time and HP. Luckily, we're able to dodge him. All right, we got good RNG. Behave. There we go. I always say we get good RNG there, and then the spider immediately poisons me. There's still that chance. But having spiders is a lot better than having having brain suckers, because brain suckers are very aggressive compared to spiders. Also, that can happen. Zombies can turbo. You always take that same line, but if one of those zombies turbos, you're likely getting grabbed. We're going to go ahead and just run in here. I'm going to go take this for safety reasons, because this can get quite brutal in here. We're going to go ahead and grab this tape recorder. This gives us access to the elevator here. In the remake, he's a little more unsavory.
There also appears to be a slight fracture in his right arm.
I believe the term is, I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. And that ends up unlocking the room.
We'll be hearing that later.
Oh yeah. We've got Captain Ezekiel's run later on as well. I would look forward to it, but it's a little bit too late for me.
Luckily I can double dip here, because if anyone ever does miss out on any of the Hotfix shows or events, like our recent Back to Black, you can always check out the VODs at youtube.com/gamesdonequick.
Yeah. I did watch my VOD back over last time. It's quite interesting, the RNG, compared to this time, which is terrible. I'm going to go for 104 here. I just have this inkling. So basically, the way you tell, people used to think this was a 25% chance. It's actually a 50% chance. If the cabinet is facing you on the way in, it is on the other side on either 2 slots. If it is facing towards the window, it's this side. Okay, we actually got good RNG on the bad RNG. So we get the zap, unfortunately. And that would be an absolute reset.
This has been a brutal run, by the way. I am sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's why I put the estimate slightly higher. Sometimes the run can just not go your way at all.
That is fair.
The nature of it.
Even still, it's still a rather harsh run, all things considered.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we didn't get zombies on the 4th floor, so I'm hoping it'll give us zombies in the basement of the hospital, because that's an easier exit on the way out. Having hunters on the way out can be very bad if the bomb doesn't kill both of them. So hopefully we get some zombies here. We traded off some bad RNG. No, it just keeps getting worse.
Well, eventually, you know what? Maybe you'll get a good water puzzle. Maybe that's what it's built.
Yeah, we want for the water puzzle.
I don't even know what the good RNG there is.
There's you'll learn it along the way, honestly. Like, you want zombies in the basement, you want no zombies on the 4th floor. We kind of got a little bit of mixed RNG here, but mostly bad. And we could have just checked the room, but where's the fun in that? You always do YOLO, Carlos. Staple of the run these days. All right, so we've got the other part of the vaccine. And we're gonna go ahead back to Jill now. So the hunters break out, we leave, we go behind this hunter, he always swipes. We go ahead, and that should have killed both of them. Please move your corpse. There we go. Beautifully done. Okay, so sometimes that can go wrong and you have one of them left alive, which means you'll have to kill them. And this getting zombies here is actually okay. And we're just going to go ahead and leave. All things considered, considering we got some of the really bad RNG here, actually pretty good. So Nikolai has rigged the hospital to explode, so we're just going to leave. And here's a bit of a tip as well. If you go in this room, always aim. You should aim because it'll put you towards the turn. It's a very minor time save, but it's always good to get as much as you can. Nemesis shows up again. He really does not want us to cure Jill, but we're going to go ahead and just leave him be. Because for some reason, Nemesis can't go to church. Don't know why. Alright, so we killed Jill, and we're back again. And now we're going to go ahead and box the reloading tool and trade for the knife. And since we got...
waiting right outside.
Sorry. What was the question?
Oh, I was saying, I like how just waiting right outside, though.
Yeah. It's... I don't know. The design decisions are a bit weird. Why does he just go into the chapel and kill Jill? Because his whole point is he wants to kill all members of Stars, but seems pretty weird decisions sometimes. But yeah, we grabbed the rounds there because we're going to use those to mix acid rounds in the cabin. No, this is a version I've had for a while, but you can get this game a lot easier now. It is available on Good Old Games. I believe all 3 of them are on there now, including Dino Crisis Reset, which I've never played, so I'm kind of intrigued to play Dino Crisis. All right, so we got the good RNG ×2 here. So getting hunters on the bridge there is good. Getting zombies is bad. Getting dogs here is good, but getting hunters here is bad. The reason zombies is not preferable here is because hunters kind of tame like that. You can run past them. Zombies will bite you at any given opportunity, and some of them can turbo. Well, let's see if I end up doing what we call coggers here. Yep. Okay, so that is not the solution. Which means we have to sit through this. Alright, I'll do it there. Slow away.
Even slow, it's still pretty fast.
Yeah, this so you can get really fast with the inputs. With it being nope, no thank you. Let's get out of that menu, please. The reason why that happened is you always kind of want to have hold action, but I didn't press it early enough. All right, so you can put a lot of inputs into this game, but because it's a classic, it tends to eat a lot of your inputs as well. You end up pressing something, and the game just goes, no, you didn't. Which makes it all the better, especially when you've got things like quick shots to perform here. So I very, very rarely like get the one cycle worm here. I'm not really aiming for it, but we'll go for it anyway. You never know. Oh, that's right. We have to use this because our inventory requires these 2 powders. Alright, so basically what we did there is we mixed the yellow powders together and mixed those with the grenade rounds to make acid rounds. Acid is very good against worm. If you don't use freeze rounds because of the mini stuns, forcing him early under the ground, and you don't use flame rounds because we don't have any. We could mix flame rounds, but acid does more damage. I believe there's also with the flame rounds a chance to have the mini flames stun him as well. And if you stun the worm, yeah, you're going to have a bad time. I'm going to go ahead and grab the gate key here in order to go to the death factory. And there's spare rounds in this room as well in case you don't have enough ammo for whatever reason. Down here, let's see what RNG we get. It is still RNG if you get the one cycle, but I still need to keep my inputs up here. This is bad RNG. We got the dodge. So that was bad RNG. He does the strike a lot quicker, making it's impossible to do a one cycle. All right, we got a 4 eyes, not the worst, but also not the best. We're gonna go equip the knife because it's a single-handed weapon, which is much faster than a two-handed weapon. All things considered, not a bad fight. There's nothing we could do to get the one cycle because he didn't give us the RNG for it. Inputs were pretty good as well, but whenever I have my inputs being good, I never get that RNG. All right.
I will say though, go ahead.
No, just explain a bit of the run there.
I was going to say, you know, despite the run not being the nicest on the RNG, it is always nice to see how it gets executed and how runners can adapt when it's not always going according to plan. I do think one thing that's missed on a lot of, you know, regular speedrun streams is that very often, if it goes bad at all, you usually reset, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, hey, can't reset here. I gotta play it through, and then it's just seeing
like
things you might not normally keep in mind.
And it's also important to note that whilst the run, I believe, in my opinion, is 30% RNG and 70% execution, bad RNG isn't always time loss. It's like major time loss. A lot of it is just micro time loss. It's about how you handle the bad RNG. You can get some bad RNG, like zombies on the bridge, for example, but if you can maneuver your way past the zombies and just not get bit, which is easier said than done, I suppose, you don't lose that much time. In all things considered, you can still get a good run with it. The world record, I don't think, has the best RNG in the run. There's always parts where you're going to get a trade-off. Yeah, so basically what we're doing here is we are leveling up the gas, and then we're going to go do the water puzzle, which levels out the water. And then we're going to come to fight our favorite guy, Mr. Nemesis, in the acid room. Well, sorry, the disposal room. Oops, nearly went the wrong way there. So the reason why we exit and re-enter is because it's faster. It resets the zombie positions. You can go forward and take a bite, but you'll take damage, and it'll also be slightly slower. All right, Brain Suckers is okay RNG. You kind of prefer zombies, but that's fine. And we got good RNG here. Okay, RNG is starting to favor us. I say that, we're coming up to the water puzzle. This is a make or break section in terms of like RNG. 4 possible solutions. We want either high empty or high low, determined by the first set of dials here. And we got a bad RNG. So that is medium low, which means right 1, right 3, left 4.
You know, is there any RNG left in the game that can go wrong?
I said no, we can on the third valve.
Okay. I was trying to think, I was like, you can't possibly get any worse, right?
Oh, it can.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
You can just have your acid enemy fight go absolutely terrible. But the reason why this is bad RNG is we had to put in about 7 to 8 inputs. If you get high empty, you're putting in a total of 4 inputs. So it's just a major difference. So in some cases, it isn't run ending, but if you're going for world record, you basically lost the run if you've not got the time to spare. But we'll see. There's a bit of RNG here, even though we've got the good RNG with the worms. So those worms can latch onto you. But luckily they didn't do that. Absolutely, Dave. There is just a lot of bad RNG that can happen. But all things considered, I think we'll plow through it quite well. That zombie can also turbo. He didn't. So there is some silver linings. And say goodbye to Nikolai. Oops. Bit too far to the right there. All right, here we go. So, the way that Nemesis, Acid Nemesis works, first of all, if you wait for Nemesis to take 2 steps forward, or, well, just listen out for 2 steps. Once he does that, you strike the valve, and then you quick turn and move a total of 1 step forward, just in case you get an early acid, which will stun you in the area. And then, once he's been hit by the first acid, the second valve, you run past it, and you strike it as he says, stars. And after that, it's down to RNG. So, here we go. 1, 2, and then he does quick turn, step forward, wait for him to do that, dodge the attack, and he goes straight into the acid. Stars. Don't move. It's very important to wait for him to attack, and he will get hit by that. And that's always consistent. As long as you perform it exactly like that, or as close as you can, it'll be good RNG. This is bad RNG. We handled that really well. That was very good.
Good fight.
I thought he wasn't going to go straight to the message.
You may have been getting shafted, but very well executed pretty much all the way through.
Thank you. I do try. Alrighty, so we have the good stuff for this fight as well. So pretty much just we leave with what we've got. And here is another bit of RNG. Whether we get the wolf line or not, it's total RNG too.
You know what? You'll get it. You're gonna get it. Calling it now. You get one good thing. One good thing, okay?
Alright, so we take a turn, go into here, take a left, go through, and we got the wolf line, baby. Easy peasy.
See?
No bites whatsoever. Now here's a bit more RNG, but luckily we didn't get super gamered. Here we go. Alright, but Lady looks shining on us at the moment, which is good to see. Alright, so here we're going to stick to the wall. A bit of RNG here. Oh, there's a reason this person's called Hugh. Orchlon used to run this game relentlessly, and he lost the world record pace to that zombie because it dropped him into caution. Which you can imagine is absolutely devastating right at the final room of the game. And speaking of the final room of the game, this can still go pretty bad. It's like we say, you don't have a run until you have the run. Until Nemesis is dead, you do not have a run.
There is not enough power to.
There's a lot of factors in this one, so we're going to go ahead and push the batteries. They're in order, 1, 2, and 3. 3 on that side, 2 on the other side, and then 1 on this side. And then, basically, once you push all 3 of these in, you're kind of praying he doesn't drop down early, otherwise you've got to kind of maneuver around him a bit, and he gets into a really awkward position. But if he doesn't early drop, this could be a pretty decent fight, especially considering we've also got freeze rounds. Yeah, like they said, it took him a long while to get that pace going again. It's how brutal this game can be, and if anyone knows Orchlon, he's an absolute machine of a speedrunner. That man, when he grinds something, he grinds it. Alright, we're going to push this in here. That causes him to climb up on the top and start shooting acid at us. There we go. Alright, we got good RNG here. So if you hear him sort of roar, it means he's about to drop. He's basically about to drop down. And if he roars there as you're pushing the battery in, he will drop on the left side, which we call early drop. And that is bad RNG. It doesn't mean you get time loss, because this is a mostly timed fight. But it does mean you have to be a bit more cautious. Right, good. We got the acid RNG on our side. Off from that, I probably shouldn't have done that. There we go, perfect. And we don't have to worry about Nemesis now. Basically, the premise here is to drop him below 100 at 204 HP. It's very specific. But we just try and get him to below 200, which you can see in the top right. We're just basically waiting for him to die here. Ooh, the triple. That is brutal.
3, 2, 1.
They really can't give you a break in this run, can they?
Nope. But it's not a problem. We didn't drop into caution, so that was pretty much a perfect fight. And he dropped down immediately as well, which made it a lot more easy for me to put him down into the danger zone. Sometimes the triple spit always gets you. I did try and flex on him a bit, but that didn't pay off quite as much as I expected. All right, we'll give him stars. We're going to give him stars. So usually you'd pick the bottom option. This is the only time you change it. Oh, wait, Nemi's been pretty rude to us this entire run, so we're going to go ahead and pick up this Magnum and give him some stars. Here it comes. I'll give you stars. Perfect. I can't believe in the remake they wasted that iconic line on a small little chase.
So I don't mind that in the remake. What I do mind, though, is that you can get hit when she's saying the line and it just interrupts it and you'll never hear it again.
Yep, you never hear it again, no. It's especially on Inferno or Nightmare. But,
yeah, like you're playing first time, like a hardcore Nightmare, and then just you get hit. GG.
Yeah, you get hit there and it cancels the line, but it also, like, if you can't get hit on, like, Inferno, I think Nemi is just a one-hit, well, maybe not a one-hit kill, but he does do a lot of damage. So depending on your DA as well, because you're not DA locked on Inferno,
right,
he can give you a pretty bad time. Yeah, all things considered, I believe that was a sub 45 run, and we had some of the worst RNG I've seen so far. So I'm happy with that run.
And just about the sub 45, I think it was like a 44.50 something on retime. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, by the way, we hit time if we didn't rate.
Yeah, as soon as you get into the helicopter, time basically ends IGT. You can't. You can't look at the time here because the time doubles for some reason on the rebirth patch. So you have to wait for the little outro here to see your actual IGT, unless you've got splits up. But I don't have any splits on, so it's kind of spitballing all the time.
Makes sense. Either way, GG was a good run.
Hey, thank you. It's always good to showcase this one. Always a good time.
While we're in the credits here, I suppose we have time where we can actually see the official, like at the end of the screen, it'll show like the official IGT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, while we're waiting for that, one, do you have any shout outs you want to give? Go ahead. And then two, if anyone wanted to find you, where can they find you?
So you can find me on twitch.tv/doubleedger. I mainly do challenge runs, speed runs, and dabbling a bit in the variety streaming in general. I also do variety horror mainly though. But I've just been doing a lot of the randomizer stuff, like the RE2 randomizer, RE4 randomizer, doing permadeath. It's been very, very fun. But we did de-rust this recently, and it took me a stream. It just goes to show how much this how much this just sticks with you. You as long as you've grinded this before, muscle memory sticks. So it's always good to showcase this. And for shoutouts, just the general RE3 community. Like a lot of the tools were made by them. And Gemini Rebirth for the Rebirth patch, of course. Without the Rebirth patch, we wouldn't have this category in this, which is the Rebirth category, and a fast, engaging speedrun. The original is very fast as well, but for some people, it doesn't quite run as well on their PCs, whereas this kind of just makes it a nice wrapper to get it working across the board. But yeah,
absolutely. I'll see what time you got here, though. Oh, that in a quick moment, hopefully you'll get some rest. We could just hop off if you don't want to see the IGT.
No, it's totally fine. I'm happy to just wait for the IGT.
Oh, it is fun to see. It's kind of that like, well, you listen to a little song at the end and get your get the reward in a way when you get a PB. Although this run was pretty brutal RNG.
Oh yeah, I mean the RE1 has like it has the best one because it's all just shred and rock. But it kind of makes sense to have a nice little melody on the way out, considering how chaotic this run can go.
Absolutely.
Just a few slight differences. All right, 44.55. Not bad at all. I took a lot of safety items as well and got some of the worst RNG, so I'm absolutely very happy with that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you once again for the run, Double Ledger. For anyone who did enjoy that run of RE3, you can find Double Ledger. I believe we do have the link in chat. A lot of fun Resident Evil stuff, challenges, and, well, classic RE3. We do have oh, absolutely. We do have a couple more runs for you. Before that, I do want to read a couple announcements. One, tune in to Speedruns 2025 from February 27th to March 2nd, benefiting Doctors of the World. You can use !Speedruns in chat to learn more. As well, we have the official GDQ Discord with the Hotfix role, where you keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Use !Discord in chat for more information. And I did see during this run we had a hype train, so I just want to say one, thank you for that, and two as well, any sub. All right, everyone, welcome back from the break. Hopefully you all enjoy that run of Resident Evil 3 Classic. It's probably one of the hardest classic REs to run, and as you can see, there was a lot of RNG. That being said, we do have a couple of more, I guess, rather different runs for you. You may have seen some of these games a few times, but we're going to kind of change up how we've seen them before. I don't actually know if we ever had this on GDQ Hotfix for this category or how much has been in GDQ as a whole, but if you all know Resident Evil, the HD Remaster, also known as Resident Evil Remake, there are so many ways of doing that game, and we're going to see something a little bit different than normal. We have Resident Evil HD Remaster, Jill Knife Only with Pessimism. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate your time checking out this run. Yeah, we're just going through a remake with a knife only with Miss Valentine. Let's do it.
Resident Evil.
Three, two, one, go. So in this category, defense items are banned. So it's if you get bit, you get bit. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey man, what up, bud? So we're gonna start with the cold feet. This is faster than going and seeing that one dude get chewed up. In this game, the characters run faster with no weapon equipped, or the one exception is the knife. So we'll equip it right away. We're gonna analog skate up these stairs. See Mr. Burton over there give us our lockpick. Mean Dean Doink. Ender Dalton, what up? In this game, if you hold action upon the doors, you can get the earliest frame possible, which is a good thing. The only time you don't want to do that is for locked doors, because then the text goes by slow. Also in this game, we use simplified Chinese. It is the fastest language available. Japanese was a long time, but then they added this. If that zombie lunges, that means that this zombie's gonna lunge. They're, I don't know, coded together or something. Up here we have our first troublesome zombie, the graveyard zombie. Yo, Rage. Leave it, what up, my friends? Hope you guys are doing good. Appreciate it. Brother from another mother, yes sir. All right, let's see what Goofball has to say. I like to call him Goofball. All right, he was nice. Thank you. There's also, if you take a bad line, you can trigger that zombie that's in the corner over there. And then if that happens, that room is very hard to get out of with not taking a hit. Gonna get the sword key here. What's up, Oath? Quack. This is on Steam. HD Remaster on Steam. R. So right now we're going to get the armor key. That's like the first item that game lets us get access to a lot of the mansion. There is a significant amount of RNG in this game. Basically every enemy you come across, and this category. So Jill does very little damage with the knife. I probably should have mentioned that before, like the differences between the characters. So Jill runs slower. She doesn't have as much health as Chris, but she gets the better weapons and she has more inventory slots and she has the lockpick. Christopher, he does more damage with the knife. He runs faster, has more health. So there's little things like that with the characters. And here's our first, I guess you would say, the big reset point in this game is the pups. That's not good. Kind of wait for him to do that. He was running away. He's afraid to fight Jill Valentine. I might get hit here. Oh, no, we're good. I missed. No damage. That was a pretty good fight. Venge, what up? Yo. Well, on La Bamba. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Much love. So that was a solid fight. And okay. There's something that we call the zombies in this game, we call them sleepers, because there is a chance that they do not lunge. You can run right into their face and they just stare at you. And if that happens, you're gonna lose time and you're probably gonna get bit. And then you're gonna lose even more time. Also in this game, you can kind of do like a double input thing. That's how I was able to skip the third slot right there. You hit down on the D-pad and the analog stick together. Johnny, Straw Hat, Mike, Rain, what up? You guys are doing good. Good to see everyone. So we're gonna run through here. Now this is Murder Hall. It's called Murder Hall because it murders lots of runs. Okay, we got a good Murder Hall though, so that was good. Now we're on our way to our friend Richard. His real name's Richard, but Richard is a very accurate name for him as well. Because, well, he dies no matter what happens. Here he is. We're not going to listen to him because we're going fast and we're skipping cutscenes, but you know. He tells us that he got hit by a big snake. A poisonous one. And we'll see that snake soon enough. We're going to go get the serum and get a few items. We got good luck with this guy on the stairs. There's our serum. What's up, Abominable Kenny? True. We got good luck with this guy. Lol. Zombies make a bunch of different sounds in this one, yeah? Good looks. Yes, sir. Does anyone have any questions about this game that maybe I could answer? Because right now we're just running around the mansion at high speeds collecting items. That's all we're doing right now.
Actually, I have a question myself about the run. So normally I know in the standard any percent, you don't do a whole lot of fights. Between the regular any percent and knife only, what's going to be like some of the major changes we should be seeing?
The major changes are the fights are going to take a lot longer. That's basically it. And I mean, they're more dangerous too, because I mean, like, Yawn 2 in this category is an absolute nightmare. Like, to get an optimal Yawn 2, it's very rare, and you get him stuck. He doesn't get stuck most of the time. So with this, just say you do any percent, you just hit him in the head with 5 grenades and you're done. It's way faster. So yeah, I would say the biggest changes are the fights. They take a lot longer. And since they take longer, I guess, oh, we have bad luck right here. Kind of lure that guy out. We're going to get him, flip a 180, do that, boom, brush your teeth. We're out. Let's go. Do I like it? Absolutely. I highly recommend this as a speed game. I would say this game is easy to learn, but very hard to master. It's a pretty chill game when you're just getting the hang of it and stuff like that. When you're going for top times, this game is difficult. That's for sure. He's asleep. I could pass him though. That's one of the few instances where a sleeper, sometimes you're able to just slide by. All right, let me see. I got to catch up with the questions. 1 second, my friends. Who is your least favorite boss on knife only? Yawn 2, hands down, no doubt about it. How did he get on Instagram? Good question. Who do you ship Jill with? Who do you ship Jill with? No clue. Oh yeah, foolish Kevin. We don't fight anything that's not necessary. So any zombies that become Crimson Heads will not be Crimson Heads, because we will run right past them. What's your advice to start running this game? I would say watch the record, join the Discord, don't be afraid to ask questions, and do not reset. Because you'll see a lot of people that reset over dogs. Like, they get bit by dogs, right? They get bit by the pup. They got 4 minutes of time saved throughout the rest of the run, and then they reset on dogs. And they lose, I don't know, depending on how bad the fight continues to be, 10, 20 seconds. You need to get the reps in to get good at the game. So I would say do not reset. Just take the bites. Is this Jill sandwich game? Yes, this is indeed the Jill sandwich game. All right, we're coming across the big snake that attacked our friend. There he is, Yawn. Everyone say hello to Yawn. Hi, Yawn. Yawn is a very difficult boss. I always make this joke, but I'm still gonna do it anyways. Yawn's a very difficult boss, the hardest boss ever. And guess what? That's the boss fight. Very difficult. But we will meet him again, and then that's a whole different story. Got good luck right there. Is this a knife time for puns? Yes, it is. I like that one. That was a good one. Zeno Veritas. Hopefully I said your name. Good one. Thank you. This is a good room for alternate controls, by the way. I don't think I spoke on alternate control. So, you know, original remake, you got tank controls where you push back, you go straight, you press straight. And with all analog controls, you spin in a circle like this. Ooh. And there are several rooms in this game where you could take advantage of that, and it is undeniably faster than tank controls. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna grab a fast. Normally I would not do this if I grab the flame grenades. That's not what we want. Normally I wouldn't do this, but Elder Crimson has not been nice to me the last few practice runs, and I would like to live. So I'm going to grab that. Now that I grabbed it, funny enough, he's probably going to get stuck first try. We'll see what happens. I might sign up and down the stairs. That's called stair skating. So the original way of doing it is you run up and you mash the run button up and down the stairs as fast as you can. You're canceling out the character animation, therefore you're going up the stairs faster. The higher the frame rate, the faster you go, assuming you have the capabilities of doing so. However, a while ago, someone by the name of Zeroth found a way to remap into where you can spin your right analog stick and you stair skate very fast. Eventually, it was voted on that can be allowed into the grunts because people were expressing basically their wrists were hurting. And so in order to, you know, make sure everyone's comfortable and can run the game, it was voted to keep it or to allow it to be in. So now what you do is you hold up on the D-pad and you spin your right analog stick fast. You must do it consistently though. Fast, sloppy is not good. You want consistency over everything. All right, here's Elder Crimson. The strat is to get him stuck. It is not a fun strategy. Let's see how it goes. No, that was not gonna work. So we come over here, we run into this. You have to time it. Nope, he's out. That's just not gonna work. He's coming at a bad angle. Oh boy, get him over here. Okay, that was kind of sloppy. Nope. Oh boy, this is the problem with this strategy, is sometimes he just doesn't get stuck and then you waste a lot of time. Oh, I had it. I messed that up. Nope, he's out. Oh boy, that sucks. I messed that up. That's too far out. I might just have to beat him the old way. Ah, I was too close. See, as you saw, I got him stuck, but then I was too close and he slapped me in the face. That's too close. And this, as you can see, is another big reset point, because if you don't get them stuck, then you just lose lots of time. I'm gonna give it a few more tries, and then I will take the L, as in fight him the old way. This is why I grabbed this fast. I'll give it one more try. Let's go. Oh my God. Okay, well, we're gonna beat him the old way. Sorry, friends. And the old way, you can't. Well, you don't want him to do that. You want him to slash. Cycle. Is out of position. Ooh. Got me in the face. I gotta be careful, man. This dude has been giving me a hard time lately. Yes. Oh boy. Sorry for I needed to focus, man, because like one more hit, if he griped me, I was dead 100%. And then if he slapped me, there is a chance I actually need to focus on that. So normally that dude, if you say you're doing any percent, that dude is dead in like 5 seconds with the grenades. But yeah. Knife only is more challenging. And he's a sleeper. All right, we're safe. There's a fast out here. Also, for those who don't know, whenever you're injured, you run slower. And obviously, that's not good for going fast. All right. So we have a cock puzzle here. Solid puzzle. What's up, Annihilate, Spartan Grizzly, Triton, Shiny Beast, Batman, and Gara. Hello, everyone. We got past the mansion. Now we're gonna go to Lisa's cabin. We get to go this very scary, creepy path. I think Lisa's cabin is like super like comfy in a way. That fireplace is nice, man. Call me, what up, brother? Same to you, bud. I grabbed the pistol. It's not what we want. We're about to get smacked on top of our head this time by Miss Trevor. Lisa Trevor, she is the daughter of George Trevor, who is the architect of the mansion, I do believe. And they've done terrible things to her, as you can see. In terms of an enemy, you basically can't kill her, and she hits like an absolute truck, so don't get hit by her. Whatever you do, don't get hit. What's up, Zach? What's up, brother? Crap. Ezekiel, sorry, dude. Now we're on our way to the guardhouse, my friends, where we will dodge many more enemies. Up here we have Torpedo. I call him Torpedo. We got good luck with him. There's a chance he's walking in the direction that you're running. If that happens, there's a chance he launches himself at you. Hence the name Torpedo. Yes, Triton. In the grand scheme of things, the only enemies you truly need to kill are Elder Crimson, Plant 42, Yawn 2, and Tyrant. Everything else can live. We have entered the guardhouse. Now, all right, my friends, for those who do not like spiders and you are afraid, look away now. Because there are big, nasty looking spiders in here. They're gone. You can open your eyes. Or you can put your hands down. Whichever way you were blocking. Here we get Mr. Burton talking to himself, but he's actually talking to Albert. Normally you run right past out here, but since we run past this guy several times, we're gonna lock him in here. It looks pretty cuddly, true. Burn them all. What's up, Johnny? You scared of the tentacle? Sorry, dude. I'll keep that in mind next time. Tommy, look away now. Thank you. Oh, it's probably too late. Hey, dude, I tried that time, dude. I tried. My fault. You know, a cool trick right here. You position up, you can kind of do that so you don't have to push the first bookcase. Now we have a nice room with a nice song. What if you like the tentacles? Well, you're come to the right place. It's art? You mean, oh, never mind. I was gonna say Art Thompson from Survivor, but you said Art. His name's Ark. It doesn't work. Yes, it's Art. I agree. That is it. Wall tentacle stole your lunch. Did you get it back? This room is pretty uneventful, isn't it? Like I said, at least we get a cool song. Now we're going to the Aqua Ring, where baby Neptunes are. Let's see if we get good luck. I'll tell you if we get good luck in 3 seconds. We don't get good luck. Bad luck. I got bit in the butt. By the way, those sharks hit hard. The only reason I'm not cautious is because I was able to heal because Crimson smacked me up a little bit, yeah?
You know, if it's any consolation, I think every luck check has been absolutely terrible this show because Double Edger got shafted earlier in RE3.
Did he?
Yeah, some of the worst luck I've seen.
That is very unlucky, Double Edger. Did I say his name right?
Yep.
Perfect.
And you know what? I think Zeke later tonight is also going to have bad luck.
You know what? I hope he doesn't, but he might.
It's the running theme.
The running theme, but watch this too. Oh, we guessed it. Nice. What you can do is you can go to a piece of paper and it'll tell you 1, 2, or 3. I just decided to risk it, and we got 2, and we got it. We call that the grease. No, but so that was pretty neat. Pretty neat indeed. All right, so we're out. We're gonna go see. There's Big Neptune. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump down here and die. JK, it's the strat. You just drop down, hit up left, and then You straighten out, because if you don't, you're gonna run in a circle and get eaten. And that means the game is over. This is another room where alternate controls is good. I was just able to flip around to that ladder right there, my friends. All right, since Goofball up here is in the bathroom, we can just run in peace. No, some more, actually, 2 sets of RNG are coming up. And knife only, we do not knife Plant 42. Because it is horrible. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna make, well, all right. This isn't good. We got there are 6 options. We got the 5th one. Very cool. Well, thank you. Now we got to make V-Jolt. We have Crafty Jill. What? There. We're done. V-Jolt has been made. Now we're gonna do this is the second RNG I was talking about, the bees. Anyone who runs this game, who has watched this game, knows these bees can be absolutely ridiculous. As you just, well, I guess that wasn't too bad, but that was pretty bad actually. It could be a little worse, but that last dude was just hanging out. So this is something that you only see this in Jill Knife only. You won't see this in any other category. We come back because we have to kill the roots of Plant 42. Just be yourself, true. Potion class, yep. I think since this is the only category you see this, anyone who wants to learn this game, Jill Knife only should be your first category. I'm just putting it out there. Just saying. Hello, Salad. Good to see you, my friend. The feeling is mutual. Kill the roots. Just Jimmy Kim will know about this. Yes. Yes, he does. They're unbelievable. Yes, I would say that, Crazy Tastic. You nailed it. All right. And now we go to Plant 42. Does this category help sharpen your skills? That's a good question. I will say this, my friend. I will say this category helps you with inventory and doing inventory quickly. Why do I say that, you ask? Because you have to make V-Jolt, and then you will learn how to consistently do all the little double inputs and all the just being quick in the menu. This category, I would say, is the one where you get the most inventory action, if you will. We see Barry Burton here. He didn't. Wait, did he do anything? I don't even remember what Burton does in here. I just know Plant 42 is dead and I didn't have to fight him. So that's good. If anyone wants to try fighting Plant 42 agile knife only, I've tried it. It is a miserable thing. I do not recommend. All right, we're done with the residence, the guardhouse, whatever you would like to call it. We're going back to Mansion 2. The mansion awaits. He's not doing nothing. Sounds about right. We all know about what that man does when he needs to shoot. What's that? Super Tyrant on Jill Rush Survival Best Ending. He don't shoot. He stares at him. He stares at you shooting him. That's what that dude does. All right, we're here with Torpedo. And looks like Torpedo's gonna behave. Him facing the wall like that's usually a good thing. We're gonna grab this fast because Yawn, well, I'll just show you. Enter everyone's favorite frogs, whatever they are, the hunters. This is not the optimal strategy, but I don't want to die, so I'm gonna play safe. And we're out. The optimal strategy is to pretty much run out right away, and then the problem with doing that with knife only is you have no way to stop the hunters if they intercept you. And if they intercept you, I promise you bad things are gonna happen to you. So we just play it safe, my friends. Now, if we're doing any other category where you have the grenade launcher, a shotty, whatever, yeah, you can risk it, but you're generally speaking gonna be okay. You'll lose time if they intercept, obviously, but knife only, that ain't gonna happen. Bad things await. Here we have some nice, lovely art with that dude. Looks like he's stabbing himself. I don't know what's going on in the picture. What's up, Draven? Friendly Spatula. Hello, everyone. If I haven't said hello to you, hello. All right. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, look away, spiders. Look away, spiders. Now, look away. Okay, you don't have to look away anymore. They're gone. Sorry, I was slacking, slipping, if you will. This guy is an absolute goof. That guy's off the screen, so I'm pretty sure he's a sleeper, so I'm gonna do this. He outplayed me. He completely outplayed me. That, my friends, was most unfortunate. That guy played nice. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Now we have arrived at Reverse Murder Hall, or Murder Hall 3. That was good. Baldy looks like he's gonna get socked in the head by our friend. Yes, sir. Brush your teeth. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, my friends, the fun has arrived. Just so you know, I have made a safety save if anything goes wrong here, because there is a chance something's gonna go wrong in here. I'm gonna grab these herbs. This is Yawn 2. As I mentioned earlier, the worst fight in this run. So we're gonna run up, slash him 3 times, run away, slash him some more. Right, we got here, we're gonna turn it around, hit him one more time, let him knock us off. We're gonna alt control down at an angle. Hopefully he jumps up, swing up right here, do this, boom. Unlucky. He did not give us the good luck, so we're gonna run away. It is possible to get him stuck first try. He did not give us the pattern where it is possible, though, so we have to run away and do this. And even this might not work. Okay. All right, Jan, be nice. Do it. Do it. He did not do it. Unbelievable behavior from the snake. Why do you do this? I got hit with a side slam, and nothing I can do about that. Do it. We got him. He's stuck. And now we stabbed the snake 78 times. I don't know if it's actually 78 times, but it takes a long time. If you're curious how Christopher does this fight, Christopher fights him just head on because Christopher does way more damage than Jill does. With a knife. Yes. Jill has a butter knife. I don't know what kind of knife Chris has, but he's got a better knife. So how's everyone's evening going? We're just here hitting the snake. You know, it's what we do. Oh, he's dead. He's done. What's up, Miki Kailana? Hope I said your name right. Hello. Animal cruelty. Well, did you see what the snake did to me before? He hit me with the sidewalk slam. So I had to get him back. That's definitely more than 36. It has to be between 60 to 70. Has to be. Because all the times I hit him up top, you get like, what, I don't know, like 8, 9 hits up top. And then you stab him for... I don't know how long it was. Anywho, Beyond 2 is dead. We've done it. Let's continue the game, shall we, my friends? We're going to come up here. We're going to get the red gem. Set that up. 1, 2, go. We've come across a problem, my friends. The problem has been rectified. Thank you. And we will be leaving the mansion once again very, very soon. Hopefully this zombie plays nice and he doesn't sleep. Let's see what he does. Bad news. He slept. Normally, you're able to slide right past him, but it didn't work out for us. That's my mistake. I should have just played better, I guess, yeah? And we are out of the mansion once again. Now our goal is to get to the caverns or the caves, whatever name you would like to use. Gotta do some nice dodging of these snakes, who can poison you, by the way. For those who don't know, those snakes will poison you, and that is not good. See if we get good luck here. Yeah, we got good luck. What's up, Guardian Cyan? We get good luck. We get more good luck. Man, we're just getting good luck now, aren't we? Now, hopefully the game gives us good luck coming up because there's another scary moment in the run. What's up, Arcane Winds? I would say that is relatively accurate, yes. I highly recommend you play some RE games though, bud. If you're interested, maybe you're, you know, we all know what we like and don't like, and we all know what we're probably not gonna like. So maybe you think you're not gonna like this. I've got sniped by the dog. Unbelievable. I got sniped. We're gonna go to Enrico. The reason I call him Enrico is because Jill calls him that, all right? If you play RE1 Classic, she clearly says Enrico. So that's what I will call him. Bye, Enrico. Enrico, sorry. I do believe, well, I'm gonna drop that off. This puzzle could be a little tricky. Don't worry though, you guys can do it. You guys can do it. I'm gonna, oh, you know, I didn't even use the crank, you know, you gotta use the crank, so. All right, my friends, we have a tough room right here. Unfortunately, this room has a big spider in it. She is called Black Tiger. She is extremely dangerous in a lot of Jill runs. Hopefully we get good luck. So what we want to do is all control down. Okay, that's good. Now we run up and hit it. Hopefully she lifts her legs up again as she's turning up, 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 up. She shot me with poison and she poisoned me. That's okay though. It could have been a lot worse. She could have hit us with the German suplex. We don't want that. That's not what I wanted to do. We gotta hit this 3 times. And then we have to dodge another boulder. We're safe. German suplex is the worst. It is. Yes, sir, it would. So he pushes 4 times, all control down. Here we go, my friends. We're gonna do some more pushing of the statue. You know if you can handle it? Me either, brother. Push it. There, let go. We did not spin. Good. If you don't do the inputs correctly right here, you will spin and you will lose time. Believe me, I know. I do it more often than not. We've done it. Successful. We're not free yet, though. Okay, we're safe. There's a chance she shoots quick poison. If that happens, you have to have a really good, like, reaction time and react appropriately. That would be George Trevor. Excuse me. Is there actually an achievement for that? I made water? That's pretty neat. I didn't know they added that. You know, this game got updated pretty recently. Maybe that's what they added. These areas can be dangerous. If you take bad lines, Lisa's gonna smack you and it's not gonna be pretty. What a payment plan, true. Going in is often the easier dodge. Going out is the tricky one. Hopefully mistakes are not made, because this is 100% execution. There is no luck involved with this. This is execution. So here we go. Got it. Perfect. Perfect. We've come across the traitor, Barry Burton. Yeah, she did. I was able to foil her plans, though. What's up? Spongyash? What up, bud? Hope I said your name right. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, invisible enemy is real. Yes. And we do have categories for it, by the way. I am not too fond of them, but maybe you guys will be, and you should try it. Let's see if we can get it. First try. Nope, we missed it. It's possible to trigger the thing and get not have to run back into her. That is a knife, I know. It's a pretty big knife, ain't it? Aha, Shake, what up? Good looks. Appreciate you. All right, my friends. We're going to the mansion for the very last time. Bada bing, bada boom. Blood all over your nice Ivy League suit. Yeah, I think her cabin looks pretty cozy as well. The hunters are gone, by the way. No more hunters. No more hunters, no more spiders, no more dogs. Hello, Bohoney. Yes. Yes, they did. Fortunately for us, their plans were spoiled, just like Lisa's plans were. Speaking of Lisa, well. Look who we have here. It is Miss Trevor in the flesh. This is our last encounter with Lisa. We're gonna bait out an attack. That way she doesn't come charging over here. See what I mean? She's yelling. She's angry. We want to stay clear of her. And she jumped at us anyways. Lisa's gonna go by now. Everyone say goodbye, Lisa, Trevor. Bye. Honestly, Lisa's story is very sad. Bye. It is time. We're in the labs. We're at the end of the game, my friends. But there are still a few scary moments that we have to get past. So hopefully there are no problems. We've got good luck with, I mean, that's good-ish luck. Optimal's that dude's not even in the way you can cut the corner and get through. This is where, let's see. There we go. John Ada, and then it's Cell. The nitrogen run is pretty dangerous in this category. I do have a safety save if something goes wrong. He's a sleeper. Nice. Beep. I still have a herb. I didn't even grab that fast. Whatever. I forgot I had the herb. 8462. I do not like this dodge whatsoever. Yeah, we got it, but I don't like that one. It's scary. The old Chimera. Ah, he got me. Damn you. It's all right. You guys grabbing that fast worked out then, huh? Go a little wide to make sure he doesn't 180. All right. Hopefully this goes smooth. Okay, good. My count's off. I'm just gonna reset it. So I'll expend the nitrogen run after this. 1 second. Let me see what this goon has in store. He's dropping. And we get to watch him do this so we don't die. Okay, so the nitrogen run, if you run nonstop, you're gonna die. You're gonna blow up. And New Game Plus, you can walk 2, run 8. In any category that's done on normal, you can do 2-5. And then invisible enemy and real survival, you can do 2-2. It is possible to do 2-9, but you risk blowing up. It's possible to do 2-6, you risk blowing up. It's possible to do 2-3, you risk blowing up. All that's left is us to take out Tyrant and leave. Here we go. Oh, I was a little close right there. Too far away. And that, my friends, is Tyrant. Am I using some mods? Yes, we are using the door skip, which is a third-party tool. This current one is done by Eleval, who has been running this game since OG Remake, actually. And now all we do is run. Well, we got a few more zombies to dodge. Well, we got Batman and Robin up here. That's what we call them, yeah. There's Batman, he's good. There's Robin, he's good. Bye-bye. No. Tyrant 2 is Super Tyrant's only triggered if you save Barry or you save Rebecca. If you don't save them, then he's not triggered. Time.
GG.
GG, thank you. It appears I went over estimate. My apologies. Elder Crimson did not play nice. But yeah. I want to take this time to say thank you, everyone, for watching, checking out the run. Appreciate it. If anyone is interested in running this game, please join the Discord. There are plenty of people who are very willing to help you. I love helping people learn this game. This has been my main speed game for a long time. Seeing new people run this game makes me happy. I'm always down to help anyone learn this game. RE0 as well. Hope you guys saw this game. Maybe you haven't seen runs of this game before. You saw it in a different kind of way. Hope you enjoyed it, learned a few things. I appreciate you. Thank you for GDQ for giving me the opportunity. Dices, I appreciate you as always. Thanks for the opportunity. Always appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your week. Appreciate your time. Have a good night. Be safe. Much love.
Absolutely. Thank you for that run of RE1 Remake Knife Only. Once again, for anyone who didn't miss Pessimism's link, you can find that in chat if you are interested in more Resident Evil games or just general horror games. Before we go to our last run of the night, I do have a couple announcements. One, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix, check out this season's schedule. You can find the schedule for all of the week's runs. As well, you can check out GDQ's International Transgender Day of Visibility celebration, a weekend highlighting transgender speedrunners on March 29th. All right, everyone, welcome back from the break. Hopefully you'll enjoy the runs tonight. It has been fun looking at the various adventures of Jill and Valentine. And we do have one more tonight. It is a game we've kind of seen, but as a remake. It is going to be a Resident Evil 3 remake, but we do have a bit of a twist. This game does have its, I guess, more modern difficulties as its modern quirks. We'll learn more about that, but it's not exactly a normal run. Instead, we're going to be seeing how you do it with only the handgun. Anyway, up next is Resident Evil 3 Remake, handgun-only new game with Captain Ezekiel. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Ek. Hi, everyone. Like Ek said, I'm Captain Ezekiel, and this is Resident Evil 3 Remake, and we are doing some handgun-only standard, no intro. Just to quickly cover what that means, handgun only means we only use handguns and the Magnum, because otherwise it's not completable without it. Standard is the standard difficulty, which sounds like it would be a pretty normal experience, but it is far from it. And no intro means we're skipping the 3-minute, basically auto-scroller intro, and we're starting right at the first save. So alongside me, I wouldn't be able to do this alone without one of the GOATs of Resident Evil 3 Remake, former record holder, actual super GOAT at this game. I have Mike, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yo, everyone, my name's Mike. Yeah, I've been running this game since it came out. And even though I have ran several categories for it, I have never actually ran this category, but I've ran a lot of standard any percent, so I know most of the route. So yeah, here to provide a homie support.
Yeah, all right. Time will start as soon as I load this save, as soon as I basically continue through it. So time will start in 3, 2, 1, time start. Normally we would exit out right away first, so I would actually grab a safety herb. This is because standard is actually incredibly volatile of a run. And there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm doing, things like chain dodging and whatnot. So Mike, do you want to explain what chain dodging is and why we're doing it so much?
Yeah, so in case you're not familiar with this game, or like maybe you haven't played it, so this game has a dodge function. Like if you've played 2 Remake, you might be wondering like what this is. Jill, if you time this like dodge that she's doing, like this little lunge forward that she's doing correctly, she will perfect dodge an enemy, which is basically like right as they're about to grab you, you dodge the attack, and like the game has this like little flash there. A chain dodge is effectively when we set up a perfect dodge by doing like 2 of those dodges beforehand. So we can perfect dodge an enemy with like any of these dodges. But it is faster because you move faster, like in a straight line, by doing the chain of dodges right there. We set ourselves up in a position. We're going to see it right here. We're going to do 1 dodge, and then right there, right as we are out of that cooldown before the second dodge, we like are perfectly set up for a perfect dodge right there. And it is most optimal to do that just because there is that cooldown at the end of the dodge animations and stuff before you can do anything, before you can start moving again. And by doing it, like linking it all into that perfect dodge, you are moving around a little bit faster. Or like you're able to get moving faster again. So it is like the most optimal way of getting around in this game. And as you saw, Zeke also blew himself up with that barrel. And part of the reason that we do that is just to get Jill over here. Oh, that's unlucky. Part of the reason we do that is to get Jill in caution. And if you are also familiar with Resident Evil 2 remake speedruns, and you know about Claire running faster in Caution, it's basically the same thing with Jill. She doesn't move as fast as Claire does in 2R, but she moves relatively fast in Caution. So it is fastest to just be running around the entire time in Caution as Jill.
Yeah, the Caution is actually plays a pretty big part in what makes this run both a little bit easier and significantly harder. Because taking a bite, as you can see, just basically means you're immediately put into critical.
Yeah.
And being in critical is just a nightmare. And this game does have a pretty substantial amount of RNG, quite like the original, but not nearly as much as the original. But it's still quite a bit. And you, like that zombie up there that I got bit by a second ago, that was just RNG. He was in an unfortunate spot. Nothing I could really do about it because I kind of got frame trapped by the first perfect dodge.
Yeah. I will say for normal any % runs, like for the route there, we do normally kill that pack of zombies that Zeke got grabbed at. And the reason that Zeke did not blow up that barrel to kill the zombies, you're going to see in a little bit. We do need it for later. This is like part of the way this category differentiates itself from like normal any %. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, I can mean like parts like that can be pretty annoying when you have to deal with those zombies.
Yeah, this category actually received a significant amount of rerouting very recently when I started running it, and then other runners, the former, or well, I guess now the current record holder, Silky Extreme, and Catastrophic, who's the current record holder for a significant amount of categories. She's absolutely insane in this game. Helped route in a lot of changes, and that includes, this is now the only category, I believe, Mike can correct me if I'm wrong, that kills Nemesis. We actually kill Nemi in a spot where you normally wouldn't, outside of a boss fight, and it's for a ammo upgrade.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the mechanic, 3OG had a similar thing where whenever you encounter Nemesis, you could kill him, like quote unquote kill him, where you basically like stop him, and as a result of that, like the game would reward you with like either a weapon upgrade or ammo. And the one we're going for here is specifically a mag upgrade for our handgun, because the handgun is just not very good, and the mag upgrade is going to help with a boss fight. Like, it's going to tremendously help with a boss fight later on.
Yeah, it plays a pretty big part and saves a lot of time in the Nemesis 2 boss fight when we get there. But now we're doing demo. This part's pretty awful.
Yeah, if you've seen anyone like seriously grinding the any % category, especially on standard, then you know, or even like Inferno or anything, you know, Deimos is just like one of the big reset points. Like, these bugs, like, this is the only time in the game you encounter them, but they are extremely random. Like, they kind of just do whatever they want. There's like so many of them. It is important to note this is kind of like an internal like logic that the game follows, but only one enemy, even on well, actually, no, this doesn't apply to every single enemy, but it does apply to Deimos. But only one enemy can be aggroed to you at a time, like actively trying to damage the player character. Most RE games actually have this, and this game has it as well. And we kind of take advantage of it during that room. We kind of can just tell which Deimos is going to attack us when, just based off of that. And I think another thing with the Deimos is that they can do 2 attacks. Like, one is like the normal like swipe that they do at you, and another one is like this lunge at you where they try to like infect Jill with the parasite that you need to cure with the green herb, like that we did at the beginning there. And yeah, they can't do the same pattern twice. I think that's what the rule is. But yeah, right here we're getting to one of the first Nemesis encounters also right here. So how Zeke has told me is we have a setup right here. He's going to do this triple dodge. And doing that is basically going to get Nemi to spawn right here, like drop right in front of us, like that. We're going to perfect dodge that punch, and we're going to go forward right here. And that is kind of important because, again, we are trying to get that mag upgrade. And for this next room coming up, we're going to try to get Nemi to spawn near this barrel that we did not blow up earlier. And again, that is just to get the magazine upgrade for the handgun. And as you're going to see right here, this is kind of tied to loads, which is why you're seeing Zeke like spam pause right here. It's just to give time for the game to load Nemi in right here. In case you were curious why we were doing that. And hopefully he will spawn here. Yep, nice. Okay, we're just going to let Nemi run over to the barrel, and there we go. And this is our reward right here.
Yeah, that whole setup in strat is very important because when you bait Nemi to do a punch, the next time Nemesis sees you, he's going to bolt after you. So if Nemi tries to punch you and you dodge it, like in that chase sequence, the next time you see him, he will charge at you. It's really, really fast. But if you don't bait that punch, he won't charge. So all that setup is essentially just a guarantee that he will run at us, and it saves us a good amount of time. Where's this guy?
Oh man, that guy is so scary in this category. Normally we kill that guy on any percent because he is so annoying to deal with. All right, hopefully Marks is in a gets nice.
Thanks, Marks.
All right, he is blessed to run. It's okay.
Yeah, it's very important also that we didn't reload our gun, because as you can see, when we put in that mag extension, it actually fills our ammo. So we really just got 33 free bullets, which is massive for this category, because the ammo is very, very tight. And it's literally all because of one guy, and it's Nemesis 2.
Yeah. Well, the Nemi 2 fight is easily like the biggest hurdle in this category, just because it's before we get any of the major handgun upgrades. So that fight can just be very tedious. And if you're not aware, standard, despite being like the normal default like difficulty, like the bosses are very, very tanky on standard. And we're actually going to have to do a bit of prep. Also, we'll talk about it when we get to it to make it so that like he's actually killable. And we have another encounter right here where we get introduced to the tentacle heads. Nice chain dodge on the punch right there. Yeah, so a lot of these chain dodges that you're seeing, we have found a lot of these chain dodges like around the time the game came out. Also, we're going inside the liquor store right here, I think, to get another handgun upgrade, right? And I think also to despawn Nemi.
We're going to get gunpowder here for the Magnum, and then, yeah, we're going to despawn Nemesis here.
Yeah, because if you're out of the room he can be in for long enough, he just like Batman jumps away, basically. All right, another chain dodge right here. Are we going to be doing the cop one also?
No, because Nemesis will spawn here.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, on any percent, you would normally chain dodge that cop zombie, and it's really annoying. That guy sucks.
Yeah, he's a very valuable chain dodge, and I was happy to learn, but then once we learned that we have to go inside that shop and like spawn Nemesis in the way that we are there, I realized that we can't really do it, because what'll happen is Nemi will drop, and then he'll actually just grab Jill by the face and slam her on the ground immediately, and you can't actually avoid it. It's horrible. Now we're being chased by Nemi. This is something that, like, you could not shoot this generator and take a very tight line. If you're really good at lines, you can make it to this before Nemesis gets to you. From what I understand, though, it can be a little RNG, and
it is RNG, yeah.
Okay, and he'll beat you off with this grate here, but
I mean, like, if you're like trying to be really optimal, like an 80%, you're going for like a top, not even word, just like a top time. You would just go for it, you know, and just hope he doesn't. It basically all depends on if he does like a fast punch or not. Because he can either do like a fast punch where like he has to do this huge wind up and then you have enough time to barely open the grate. But other times he can just run up to you and insta like just slap you and just gets you off the grate. So yeah, it is unfortunately a coin flip. Only on standard though. Like every other category, like I think on assisted he's too slow, and then like hardcore and above he's like too fast. So you have to shoot that generator.
Yeah. And now we're out of downtown for the first time, which is usually the biggest crux of runs of this game, is just downtown. It's just so RNG heavy and a lot of offness, but the sewers have their own hard skill checks to learn, which are the gammas, and they have very tight like dodge windows, and like they're probably one of the hardest things to learn about this run.
Yeah, this is like easily like one of the biggest hurdles I think for newer runners, just because the timing on the dodge, like the perfect dodge, because when you run past them, they instead default to this like side swipe, like this tail swipe where they like jump backwards at you, and the window to dodge it is like actually really punishing. It's really, really tight. So a lot of people struggle with it, and like you take a lot of damage if you get hit by it. It kind of screws everything up. So yeah, like it's definitely a huge hurdle I think for newer runners.
Yeah, definitely super challenging.
Ironically enough, though, once you get better at the game, like once you kind of know the timing, it just this part is like way more consistent than downtown.
Yeah,
downtown zombies can be like really, really, really bad sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, because these gammas are entirely consistent. There's no randomness to them, so it's all just a skill check. And honestly, that can be like a breath of fresh air after you've been doing downtown for like ever.
Yeah, another chain dodge right there. The ladder.
That one's probably the trickiest out of all of them.
Yeah, like once you're so when you are climbing ladders in this game, like 2R, you also have iframes. So once we're like doing that climb animation, like you don't have to worry about it anymore. And we have one more gamma at the bypass right here. So yeah, Zeke did that dodge forward just to spawn the gamma while he was in the cooldown. And yeah, we're making our way now to the end of sewers and kind of getting ready for the first boss fight of the run.
Yeah, I guess this would be a good time for us to talk about DA. So in Resident Evil games, anything after Resident Evil 4 OG, there's a mechanic that's put into the game. I spun my mouse there just to let me go a little bit further on that dodge. There's a mechanic that's been put into the game called DA, or what we call difficulty adjustment. To really sum it up in short words, the better you play, the more you're killing zombies, hitting your shots, not taking damage, the higher this numerical value will go up. And that numerical value, every 1,000 will increase the rank by 1. So basically what that means is the higher that is, the less damage you do, and the more damage you tank. On the flip side, the lower it is, the inverse happens. You do more damage, you take less damage. We abuse this in a lot of Resident Evil games, especially in these niche categories like handgun only and knife only, where we take intentional deaths and damage to ensure that we can have a DA that, rank that would make it so bosses die faster. This game, Resident Evil 3 Remake, even just on any percent, or really in almost any category, DA plays one of the biggest roles in this run. It's very, very present, and Standard is pretty extreme with it. So we're about to come up on the Nemesis 1 boss fight, but because we're doing pistol only, and the pistol in this game is not good, does not do very much damage, we're going to need to drop our DA, because Standard caps out at rank 8 DA, but we're going to take a death and drop all the way down to rank 3, which will make the boss fight significantly faster.
Also important to bring up the fact that like there are several points in 3R specifically, there are like several points in the game where the game will just like preset your DA basically, no matter where it's at. Like you get to some boss fights, it will immediately. I think it does it for this fight. I think it puts it at 7, right?
Yep. Right there before correctly. That ladder, we got put at rank 7 DA.
Yeah. No, so even if you were like at rank 3 or something, it'll just go immediately to 7 when you enter this boss fight. Yeah, we are going to take a def here just to lower the DA a little bit. Because again, it is very important that we are doing more damage to enemy to actually kill them without like using up too much handgun ammo.
Yeah, and taking damage drops your DA. Dying when your health hits 0 drops your DA by about half. And then if you hit continue, it drops it by another 500, which is different than hitting like load, because loading a game will put it back to what the DA was.
Yeah. All right, so now this is like effectively broken up into 3 phases, right? Like here, it's tied to like this tank that's on his back. We're trying to just blow it up now. And when we blow up this tank, he's going to have a lot of iframes, so that's kind of unfortunate. All right, nice. So we're going to go into this corner right here, and we're going to get prepped. So while he is in this like stance right here where he's like getting up, he completely has iframes. He will not take damage, so we have to wait for him to start moving around. Yep. And we're just going to keep shooting this until he dies, which hopefully...
no crits.
Yeah. Crits are a pretty big thing in this game also. Also in any percent as well. There's actually a couple of fights where like getting a crit is like actually bad. It's kind of a giant meme. If you watch like any percent runner, like a top any percent runner, they're going to whine a lot about crits. Yeah,
crits are super important both in any percent and pistol only. They're really, really brutal because crits on Nemi 1 there save a lot of time. Most importantly, they save a lot of ammo because they do triple damage when you hit a crit. And that's super, super valuable because it not only speeds up the fight, but it just makes the later parts of the game a lot easier. And really, this whole run kind of has a crux around Nemesis 2. The whole run is just built around routing for Nemesis 2 and routing for being able to do that fight. And when I said this category got rerouted a lot, we basically swapped up and changed up a lot of pickups. We cut out a lot of things. So we're really cutting it close. I will be picking up some safety ammo, but really at the end of the day, we are cutting it pretty close on ammo when it comes to that boss fight.
Yeah, we'll have a lot to say about it when we get to it. For right now, right after that, we're going to be getting to the rocket enemy section right here, which thankfully we don't have to fight him. We just have to run away from him. So like this is like always the same, I think. So another thing, we didn't talk about this with DA, but DA, on top of the fact like just changing like damage values and stuff like that, it also changes enemy behavior like very drastically. And one of those things that gets changed is like how fast Nemi runs at you. So if you play like other difficulties, you could tell like if you're playing assisted, like Nemi is just like really slow. On standard, he's like, it all kind of depends on the DA just because the DA variance on standard is like so crazy. What is the DA right now for you?
right now we're rank 4. We just passed into rank 4 before starting.
So he's like relatively slow right here. But yeah, he could like run real, like he could just be a track star at like 8 DA, for example. Right here, we're gonna do a set of triple dodges to the end right here, and that's gonna trigger the end. Yep, there we go.
Now we're kind of stuck in this, like, this walking animation that we're stuck in is critical. This is like the normal animation you get when you're in critical health. Not sure why we get put to that. We're not in critical health at all. Not sure why the game puts you at critical health there, but we basically have to dodge, and chain dodging when in critical is faster than just running. So that's why. It's also the same thing in fine, I believe, as long as it's a straight line.
Yeah, it is.
Chain dodging is faster because the recovery is faster.
It's such a weird thing. Like, it's affected by like the health state.
Yeah, it is really strange. One thing about fine, you would think, like, the funny thing about this, running around in caution, I feel way more safe than I do running around in fine. And the reason for that is because the dodging is implemented pretty poorly in fine.
So yeah, like if you've ever played standard and you're wondering why it is so hard to get a perfect dodge on an enemy while you're in fine compared to like even Nightmare and Inferno, it is because the timing window for a perfect dodge on standard when you're on fine is absurdly tight for some reason. It's like almost RNG, I would say. But for whatever reason, when you're in caution though, it's like it actually functions. Then the dodge window actually is really good. You have like a lot of time, I would say, to get perfect dodges on caution. So it is very nice that like on top of like us running faster in caution, it's like just way easier to get perfect dodges.
Yeah, it's ridiculous too, because there are certain situations in which we have to be on fine. Like the start of the game is probably the worst part of it because we have to be on fine until the second barrel, which normally we're in fine almost immediately. In caution immediately off the first barrel on like 80%. But yeah, when we on handgun only, we have to blow up the second barrel, and the first set of zombies, just dodging them is just a pain.
it's brutal. Yeah.
But we're actually done with the first part of Jill. We're actually moving on to playing as Carlos, which is probably one of the worst parts of handgun only is playing as Carlos. It is actually so bad because of a few different reasons. One, we don't get to use the assault rifle, which actually trivializes a lot of certain things with Carlos. But the second, I'd say the biggest problem with it is we cannot use flashbangs or grenades. So this specific part of Carlos is really bad because they put a lot of zombies in like very tight spaces here because the game's expecting us to use, the grenades, the assault rifle, and all this stuff, but we're doing handgun only. So we gotta have to get creative with it and hit some pretty annoying punches because we don't get a dodge like Jill does.
Yeah, I would say the Carlos parts are just like really bad in general, just because the Jill dodge is just so OP. It's so nice just for dealing with a lot of zombies. Not having it is just immediately noticeable. Like the shoulder bash is just like not as great. So yeah, as you saw Zeke do right there though, if you do another melee after the shoulder bash, like, and you time it correctly, you'll do like a manual punch, which is actually used in some areas. Do we use it in this category? I don't remember.
We try to do it in the hallway coming up after we get the battery to like get enemies off the door, but it's RNG. Like this part's really RNG heavy with the zombies and their behavior. You can get them pushing down the door. You're almost always guaranteed to take at least one bite. If you get through without taking a bite, that's awesome. But it's very hard to really make that happen.
I would say also the fact that we're on much lower DA here compared to like any percent or something. So like another thing is when we're at lower DA on standard, when I think it's like DA 7, that is when zombies can start double lunging at you. So like they'll do one lunge at you and then right after that they'll follow it up with like another one, like the same zombie will. That doesn't happen, and it actually has a major effect here in the room coming up. Part of the reason it's so tough on this category, actually. So right here, Zeke's going to be doing a time shoulder bash here to get past this zombie. And then this zombie coming out the door is scripted. And so we can just go out there. And yeah, we're going to skip that flash on the left. We're going to go straight to this room, and good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of zombies in this room. So we are going to wait for the zombie on the floor to do a grab before we move on to bashing that cop zombie. And again, part of the reason why we talked about it earlier is like only one zombie can be aggroed at a time. So if we bait that floor zombie into doing a grab, all the other zombies are basically forced to go AFK. So we have just enough time to get past him.
Yep, and then this is where it gets real spooky real fast. because I have to kill this zombie here. He's okay. That was some bloom right there. That was
a 4R bloom right there.
So yeah, we're gonna have to hopefully get down this hallway. Hopefully I hit some punches. Hopefully the RNG isn't too bad. But we'll see.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, nice. Mark's got staggered right there. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, normally this guy is like right next to the door too. That's really weird. Oh, yeah, this part is so sketch on this category.
Okay, they're at the door.
And yeah, do we get hit by the liquor here? I don't remember. Nice. So yeah, another thing, all right, he punched, yeah. So for whatever reason, like liquor swipes in general will just like lower your DA by a ton. It's more obscene in like Inferno and stuff. To the person asking, DA is difficulty adjustment. That's what it stands for. And it's like, we were talking about it a lot, but it's like it's a recurring mechanic that we take advantage of quite a lot. Also changes how we do this room by a lot too, because the zombies can only like do one lunge at you at a time. Nice, very well done.
That was DA5. We're usually not DA5 in that room. We're usually like 4, or if we're lucky, I mean, if we're at DA3, that means we got unlucky and we got really beat up. But DA4 is usually the normal that we're in there. But that punch that Carlos does actually stacks your DA quite a bit if you hit a lot of zombies. So we went from like, 4,500 DA to just over 5,000 after punching all the zombies.
I don't know if it does it with Carlos as well, but on Jill, when you do a perfect dodge on standard, it raises your DA by 200, which is like a lot, like so much. It actually makes like the downtown portion like really bad sometimes, just because like you might be forced to perfect dodge like way too often, just depending on zombie like pathing.
Minecraft helmet.
Nice. All right, still nice that you were able to get that perfect dodge. Yeah. That guy is like really spooky at this part because you do get the full heal after we go back to controlling Jill. And as we talked about, we're in fine, which means like our timing window for perfect dodges is like super tiny. And right here, we're getting to Nemi 2, which is the boss fight we were referring to. This is like easily the most annoying part of this category. And right here, we are going to take a lot of intentional deaths.
Yeah, we are about to take 8 intentional deaths. The reason for that is because the game sets our DA to rank 7. By default, 7,000 DA exactly. I have a interface on my side that you guys can't see that shows me my DA, it shows me boss health and such. This is very important because we're trying to drop our DA all the way down to 3,000, which is the minimum of standard, which is also the maximum of assisted. So we're going all the way down to 3,000. And the reason this takes so long is because when Nemi kills us here, our health doesn't change. Like normally, like with Nemesis 1, when we took that death from him, we actually took damage and our health dropped to 0, which cut our DA in half. That's not actually happening here. We're actually just hitting a game over screen, and the only DA drop we're getting is by hitting continue. So we have to do this 8 times till we hit DA 3. And at that rank, our weapon, our headshots do about 0.6% of his health. So it's not even that much damage, it sounds like, but it actually speeds up this fight quite a bit. But we have a very specific, this is easily the hardest fight in this run. It is actually very challenging. I have to focus incredibly for it to make sure that I try to do it as fast as possible, and most importantly, that we do not run out of ammo. And Mike can basically be explaining what's going on when I'm in there. This is the last step.
Before anyone asks, like, is this really faster? Yes. Like, this fight is, like, literally not even doable, I think, at, like, 78. Like, even though we have, like, over 100 handgun bullets, it's like literally not enough. Like, that is just how weak the handgun is in this game. So, yeah, now we're getting to the main fight right here. So, after we get into the boss arena, you're going to see Zeke doing a lot of, like, precisely timed dodges. And what I mean by that is he's going to be dodging here so that Jill is not doing a perfect dodge. We're trying to just dodge out of the way so we don't get hit, but also we don't want to do a perfect dodge. So he's dodging super early. And as we mentioned it earlier, each perfect dodge adds 200 DA, which is, again, so much. We want to stay below 4,000. 3,000 is like the minimum for standard. And again, we want to, at least for this first phase right here, we want to be staying below 4,000. So just a lot of really early dodges just to make sure that we are in that range. And this is going to happen until he's at 70%. And from what Zeke told me about this fight, he's going to, yeah, all right, first phase transition right here.
I
did you?
him, yeah.
But yeah, that was the first phase transition. So now he's going to start running around the arena. We're going to pick up some more handgun ammo. Ooh. We're being very careful not to pick up that shoddy ammo just so we don't get like that pop-up like of 3 seconds of like the game showing us the close-up of the shotgun ammo. Does that every time you like pick up a new item. Nice. And again, yeah, just this fight is just doing a lot of headshots basically. And now we're going to be doing perfect dodges because I think now it's like okay. And part of the reason we're doing this also is because then we can enter the slow-mo state right here where we get like a ton of headshots on him. Like the game has a bit of auto aim going on when you're doing this perfect dodge. Like it'll just immediately aim at his head and allow us to do more shots, like fire faster than normal. Right, that's the final phase transition right here. As you can see, we're already down to like 40 or so bullets. That is how much handgun ammo we need for this fight. Like almost the first half of this entire run is basically just setting up for this fight. It is really bad, at least on standard. Also, part of the reason that we don't have a category for hardcore and above, you literally just cannot do this fight handgun only. I don't think on hardcore and above, like due to again DA purposes primarily. He should be almost dying here. And yeah, I should mention also, part of the reason we got that mag upgrade earlier was just so we can like reload less on this fight. It's basically so like we just spend less time in the fight overall reloading just so we could just spend more time shooting at his head. It does actually save time, believe it or not.
Yeah, we're gonna get another cycle here. That's because, so when Mike mentioned earlier that sometimes critting can be bad, at the very start of this fight, right when he phased at 70% health, I actually got an unintentional crit, which caused him to phase early, which means I actually missed out on about 10% damage.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. But it's alright, he dies right here. Yep.
Yeah, very nice.
So we still got it, which is good, but it's that's just a little unfortunate that happened.
Yeah, like it's basically like for this category, like it all hinges on this fight. I feel like,
yeah,
it's especially on standard. It's also why you see more people probably running this category on assisted, just because that fight is just like less problematic overall. And yeah, we're back to Carlos in the hospital now, and I think this category, so everything besides the end I think is like the same. All right.
Okay, lady.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. She got staggered forward like so much.
Yeah, we're she might be problem later, but that's for us to deal with. Yeah, in about 5 minutes, that's for us to deal with. Yeah,
that's for future me, you know.
That's for both for future Carlos and for future Jill to deal with.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, we shot that zombie on the floor a little bit. That zombie specifically, she does this scripted get up, like this, like where she like stands up at the beginning of the room. And if we do a little bit of damage to her before we move on to this next room, then when we come back later, she's still going to be, it's basically going to slow down how fast she gets up. It doesn't sound that important, but it actually is, because that female zombie in that room specifically, it's like a huge problem normally if you don't deal with her beforehand.
Yeah, the zombies really gang up on Carlos pretty aggressively in this part. Not only zombies, but we're also going to start dealing with hunters here shortly.
Yeah. But again, it's all just due to the level design as like Carlos being revolving around like rooms filled with like a ton of zombies that they expected you to just like go ham with the AR on, you know?
Yeah, they definitely, and it makes sense because the AR is super strong. It actually owns a lot in this, especially when we have the scripted cabin section 2 coming up. The pistol actually makes it very, very challenging to deal with. So we're definitely not doing it intended. So that is something to keep in mind. This is absolutely not the way you're supposed to be doing this.
Also, very easy to get lost in this hospital. It's very common to see runners, like newer runners at least, get like lost. I've even seen like more experienced people like just go on autopilot and just take a wrong turn. But yeah, basically this next few parts is like just us picking up items. This is going to be the first hunter in the game we encounter right here. This first guy is like not really a problem. We're just going to point our camera up and then we're just going to move on. So the hunters are like the most notable enemy in the game to be impacted by where we turn our camera. And if we look up or look at the floor, the hunters will just like sometimes for that hunter specifically, he will like just not hit you. But coming up right here, we have the double hunter room. These guys could be really annoying sometimes, especially on standard. Hopefully we'll be fine. Again, like it's when you point your camera away, sometimes they just like don't care and they'll just come up and hit you. But sometimes like they'll also just like completely go AFK, which is ideally what we want right here. Gonna wait a little bit just so that guy does that attack. We're gonna go on and get this tape recorder right here. Or the tape, I mean. Yeah, hopefully. All right, nice. Good, nice. All right, nice. No Minecraft diamond helmet.
No Minecraft helmet, yeah. That is like one of the biggest problems in this category is just zombies having diamond Minecraft helmets. Basically what we mean by that is shoot them in the head and they just don't care.
Yeah, it could be very weird as well if you played a lot of 2R, especially on like standard 2R, where like literally I think below DA7 in that game, like zombies will always get staggered by a headshot. But in this game, they don't care. Like no matter what DA you are, they just don't care. All right, gotta combine these two items here.
As soon as I learn to press the buttons there.
Yeah. We haven't really talked about it, but the menu in this game could be a huge problem. the menu in this game can be so clunky. It will just straight up ignore inputs sometimes, like a lot of times actually.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal and it's pretty delayed. I think that's probably one of the biggest complaints speedrunners have about this game compared to the other the current generation Resident Evil titles, anything from 7 and on, is that the inventory is just weirdly delayed, and it's really the only one that did it like that.
No, Village
also has that. Yeah. I forgot about that. I would say that this is a little bit more extreme, like because this one feels just a little bit more unnatural than Villages. It just feels strange, like almost as though it wasn't intended. Like something may have went wrong. But yeah, that'd be like the biggest complaint I hear about it. But it's not like still like horrible by any means. It's just not good. Okay, where is this lady at? She's gonna be at the probably gonna get bit.
Rage up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unlucky.
She's in the middle of the room. Yeah, so she pushed him from where he normally is. So it's like. So
we do call that room the sleeping zombie room. Like ideally, you just like open the door and then you just like hope. Like there's a rule in this game, and it applies to a couple of like a bunch of the other RE games as well. When you enter a room, the enemies are just supposed to be AFK for a little bit until like they kind of read that the player's there. So you have about like a second or two grace period where enemies will just not do anything. However, if one of them is just like camping at a door and you just like run directly into them, they will just like not care and just insta grab you. It's really annoying.
Cabin. We love Cabin in our Resident Evil games.
So this hospital siege sequence, we call it the Cabin sequence in reference to the RE4 Cabin, which I think like kind of kickstarted this design trend of like you're just in a siege sequence for like 5 minutes or something. This sequence specifically is timed, in case anyone is wondering. You do need to kill all the enemies by the end, but until then, we kind of just wait. we just wait for this part to be over. This part, so this the way you're seeing Zeke do it right now is a little bit different than you would see in like an any percent category or something. We're letting these zombies live. We're just like constantly just like zapping them with the generator right here and keeping them in place. I think you also set their health up, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, once we get to like the... Oh, come on, buddy.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, okay. The get down, Mr. President, for the generator. Yeah, so we set up their HP a little bit later. I'm going to kill one of them shortly because we actually can kill one of them. Actually, let's kill her now without the next wave starting. But I had to wait a little bit to kill her because for some reason, if you kill her earlier than this, it just spawns into the wave. Okay, man. Okay.
Oh, again, man, they are protecting this generator with their life. Oh my God.
DVD killer means. Yeah, so right now we're waiting on the first hunter to spawn, which spawns after about 2.5 minutes or something along those lines of this starting, or it's about a minute and a half or something like that. I don't have a timer to see exactly, but I know it's going to be soon-ish.
Yeah, the lights are going to turn off, and a hunter is going to spawn in the room, and the hunter could be a little bit of a problem.
Oh, there he is. I'm going to go over to him now.
But yeah, so now that we're actually fighting a hunter, I'll go ahead and explain it. If you are familiar with the RE games, and you know in every single RE game with hunters, I think almost all of them, the hunters have a one-shot ability, and they will just do a long wind-up, and then they will just like slash your character's throat, and you just instantly die. And it can be a little bit of a problem with this guy, and we're kind of trying to bait him over to the generator so we can kill him safely. Ooh, man, this guy is living.
He is actually living.
Yeah, this guy is. Yeah, okay. I guess it's because you didn't crack, like in this game specifically, you can like crack like their kind of like their head area, so they take way more damage. But I think in return, they do to insta kill on you like way more often, I think.
Yeah, headshots are valuable there, but like I try not to do them too much, so that like in this specific setting, on the marathon setting, I intentionally avoided it because I don't actually want to get one shot, because you have to actually start this whole section over if you do that.
It's a good call for marathon safety.
Yeah, I mean, that hunter being alive, I believe, doesn't actually cost time because these still go down regardless.
Yeah, this is all an auto-scroller until the very end, basically.
Now I'll start setting up their HP a little bit. Strangely enough, there's this mechanic with Cabin where if you shoot one zombie, they all take damage. And I'm not quite sure why it is like that.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
So on my end, when I shoot one, they all take like splash damage. It's very strange.
That's interesting.
So I'm going to pop this herb just to be safe now. And just purely for safety reasons, I'm going to grab this.
Yeah. But yeah, spoiler alert, there is going to be a second hunter spawning in. And the second hunter is basically going to basically be the end of this sequence. Like, not the very end, but once we kill this second hunter right here, we're gonna be able to kill the rest of the zombies, and then we can just go ahead and wait for the sequence to end once all the zombies are dead. Oh, man, he's going ham. Okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to keep my distance from him just in case he does the one shot.
Yeah, again, just we really don't want to wait here again for 5 minutes. I think even on like Inferno and stuff, like the hunters aren't really that big of a problem because we can use the AR and they just die like way faster then. But yeah, on handgun only though, because the handgun is so bad, it's just very sketchy. And then right here, it does not matter how many zombies are up. You have a 30-second timer as soon as you plant the detonator. And then no matter how many zombies are up, you just instantly get the cutscene and the sequence ends.
Yeah, so we're just chilling at this point.
Yep, just waiting for the timer. We're basically doing this to like just protect Jill. We just gave her the vaccine. In case you a lore catch up, Jill at the end of the Nemi 2 fight, she gets infected by Nemi, and then Carlos, the entire reason we're in the hospital is basically to get a vaccine to put in Jill so that she doesn't turn. And now we're going back to Jill for the rest of the game. No more Carlos. Thank you. Yeah, and we grabbed that new handgun right there, and we're also going to make our way now to the Magnum again, just so nobody gets confused. We do allow people in this category to grab that like a triple burst handgun, which is a major upgrade over the starting handgun, and we allow people to get the Magnum. And the main reason for that is just so like I don't even know if this category is doable without them. I would be very pressed to believe it. Like Nemi 3, I'm trying to think how many times you can hit him with the generator. I don't remember, because he does take damage from the generators in that fight. We'll talk about it more when we get to it, but like I don't actually know if it's doable without the Magnum. That's the thing. The handgun in this game is just so bad. That's the main thing to take away from it.
Yeah, and you saw me take 2 bites there. That's sort of on purpose, sort of not on purpose. It's one of those, if I get bit, I'll take a second one on purpose just to put myself into caution.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would try to run through this on fine, but really being on caution here is just better. Okay, this guy plays Minecraft. He just did not want to stagger. This is not like, you know, when you watch a normal 80% run, which is usually like, we keep bringing up 80% because that is going to be your normal exposure to this game. Most people do not run this, right? This is very uncommon.
It's like a very niche. It's literally a miscellaneous category.
Yeah.
That only recently got like a acceptable route, I would say, like, or got like properly routed.
Yeah, I had a lot of work in a very short amount of time putting into it. But this path of Jill is kind of annoying because it's like Carlos, but way less consistent. Because now we have a hunter here, but
yeah, part of the reason why also is just because the zombies in this game are just a lot more consistent when they're scripted. Like when you first enter a room, that is the first time the zombie is loaded in, and they're doing their scripted sequence where like normally like they're in a starting position and then they have to do a thing before they can go ahead and aggro on the Jill. But since all these zombies are just here from us playing as Carlos, they are just like super random. That's really unlucky.
That is a little unlucky, but we have herbs, so it should be fine.
Yeah,
that is why we grab safe herbs.
Hopefully the hunter does not like rush in.
That would be so bad, but he should not. He's usually hunters. Otherwise, like other than at the cabin section, they're actually pretty chill. They don't do a whole lot because they have so much like scripted, like weird animations that you can typically abuse. A little bit late. But we are coming up. My DA is actually good. Getting bit that many times kind of stinks in terms of time loss, but it does make my DA pretty acceptable for labs, which is going to make a life a lot easier because, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of this run is labs, especially for handgun only, because I have to do certain things. I have to hit a collateral shot with the Magnum, and I have to dodge a specific way to survive an enemy. It can go pretty off the rails pretty fast.
Getting the backup herb right here. This is like the only herb I think this is in the entire warehouse, if I recall correctly. The warehouse is like the warehouse is really messed up. Like there's no auto save. There's only one auto save at the beginning, and then there's like no healing items, even on assisted standard, like nothing. Also, final pouch upgrade right there.
Yeah, the pouch is pretty valuable. Just the 2 extra slots is nice. You really lose no time grabbing it. It's like 0.6 or 0.9 or something.
Even on any percent we grab it. Just it's way too useful.
And this is where we get introduced to pale heads.
Yeah.
Very frustrating enemy type.
Also not in 2R. I think they got introduced in this game. Ooh, he's a crawler. That's actually good for us, right? Yeah, if you got the right here, you'll be okay. Yeah, I don't think he has enough. You're good. I was gonna say, like, a thing this palehead specifically can do is he can go onto this platform, and while he is on the platform and alive, Jill cannot interact with the controls right there until you kill him or get him off. It's really, I've had it actually kill runs before. It's really annoying.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk.
And here we're gonna get some dogs. I think these are the last dogs that are run.
Yes. Yeah. It's just these guys. They can hit me right here. It's just kind of RNG. He missed. Then we have this fella.
Yeah, go into this crawl space right here.
If we were not at caution, by the way, that zombie is impossible to dodge.
Yeah.
Like he's actually just like the craziest fella to even get around.
And we're just going around, just picking up these fuses. We need to pick up 3 of them. We already got 1. We're running to the second one now. This part of we have like 1 kind of annoying room coming up, but this part right here is like usually pretty chill.
Yeah, a lot of this is very scripted. There's 1 spooky room coming up here, like at the end, or I guess 2 spooky rooms if you count like the tentacle heads at the end. That's where a lot of runs do die to like getting hits or like getting put in a critical because they just like cheese you.
Funnily enough, the warehouse is a lot different on Nightmare and Inferno. Because the enemy placements are just like completely different in those categories. And like, believe it or not, the warehouse is actually way easier on those categories compared to assisted standard. The assisted standard enemy placements or warehouse are really bad.
Yeah, we get a lot of I learned a lot about that when I first picked up this game, is that standard is like the hardest category.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you would imagine for like a normal category. And then right here, we're gonna have this hunter jump in. Last fuse right here, and again, just like this hunter usually does not have enough time to do anything to you because of the scripted entrance kind of. This room right here, sometimes this palehead can be really annoying. He can be guarding that door, but we're Gucci.
No, we just hope these guys don't cause a problem.
Also, the worst interact field in the entire game coming up right here. Hopefully the game allows us. So normally we want to interact with that warehouse, the panel right there, like immediately, but it is so hard to interact with it sometimes. The game will just sometimes like not let you do anything. But that wasn't too bad though.
Yeah, it's better than getting beat up there, honestly.
Also, Magnum upgrade right here, right?
Yep, this is the last like upgrade that we get. We've been picking up high grade gunpowder throughout the run, and we've been crafting like Magnum ammo throughout the run. And it's mostly we just watch something over there, and it's mostly just because we need a certain amount of handgun ammo. And I made an adjustment that allows us to expend an extra Magnum bullet here during labs, because there's one pillhead that I'm sure everyone who runs this game is aware of. He camps the stairs on the way to the final part of the vaccine base, and he's actually just a nightmare. And I decided to start blasting him with the Magnum as a way to kind of circumvent his randomness of. Because zombies on stairs are just not correct. They're just not.
Yeah. So when you're on like a slanted surface like the stairs, enemies, instead of doing like a normal grab animation, will just like instantly we call it the judo on you, where they just like throw you on the floor. And I think when they throw you on the floor like that and then do the bite on you there, you do take extra damage on top of the animation just being like way longer. So that is part of the reason that Zeke, on top of the fact that like Paleheads, their lunge is like really fast. Their lunge is a little bit different than the normal zombie lunge. So this Palehead that we're talking about specifically, he can be a real jerk on like any percent. We normally just blast him with the shotgun or something, or the mine rounds to get him out of the way. But obviously we don't have those. So the Magnum is like kind of our last resort kind of to deal with him. Chain dodging on this scientist zombie right here. So there's actually a lot going into this room right here. We're trying to get out of it. So we're doing the chain dodge on that scientist zombie. And then we're just doing that line to get out of the room as soon as possible. And part of the reason for that is just so the enemies don't move around that much, because we are going to need to backtrack over there to get to the end of the labs. And if we do that room as fast as possible in that specific way right there, it'll basically just be a free pass when we come back.
Yeah, that's shout outs to Mike. I actually got world record because of that. Mike helped me learn all about that. And this part right here was the part I was talking about earlier, where this is probably the scariest part for me in the whole game. I did a lot of labbing on this, so hopefully I'm able to execute it correctly.
We have a name for this room, but I don't think we're allowed to say it on GDQ, so I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
But this room is really problematic, though. You're probably, if you play this game, you know what it is. This room just has like a million enemies in it, and they all have like a ton of iframes as well. Ooh, nice. Okay. All right, this part's a little RNG. Do we get the perfect dodge? Oh yeah, you do this strat intentionally now, right? I forgot.
Yeah. Take that to the left and then take it back at him.
Yeah, just so you don't have to.
Terrifying.
You don't have to gamble, because the tentacle heads are kind of weird. They're lunging at you to grab you, but at the same time that they're lunging at you, they're like trying to hit you with the tentacle. In the game, it can just be very confused. Like you could technically perfect dodge both of those, and the game just gets like really confused about about what you're trying to dodge there, and sometimes she'll just like insta grab you. It's really annoying. Just blasting these hunters right here. The number of hunters you got to kill is like dependent on what difficulty you're playing. I think it's always 3 on standard, no matter what your DA is. But like on Inferno, I think it's like 5. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Now I gotta focus on this room as well.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot to do the double dodge.
I did do the double dodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was kind of in a weird spot though. I think he'll still be okay. We have some backup heals here, but again, it's like kind of tricky. This guy, nice. This is the Palehead we're talking about. This guy right here can be a nightmare if you don't deal with him.
Okay, the downstairs there is going to be a little questionable. Going to be a lot of cooks in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. It's going to get a little spooked.
Yeah, so we don't do this part. I think on Nightmare Inferno they do that room first, but yeah, on any difficulty below Nightmare Inferno, that's really unlucky. Thankfully, it was a backbite though. And we still got this herb. All right, nice. Okay,
yeah.
We're kind of home free now.
That room is just the worst.
Yeah.
And I messed up. Like Mike was saying, I didn't do the double dodge. That double dodge basically would have made it sure that that first zombie would have slept at least a little bit, but we recovered it.
He was kind of in a weird spot though, so I'm not 100%, but yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, the entire reason we are playing in Japanese, by the way, or that Zeke is playing in Japanese, is just for this part specifically, when you get to this vaccine machine right here, it's going to do this voice line. And if you are playing on any language besides Japanese, there is like a 2-second delay before that menu pops up where you can insert the vaccine ingredients. And for whatever reason, if you're playing on Japanese, you just don't get that delay at all. It just instantly goes to the menu. And 2 seconds might not sound like a lot, but believe me, in Resident Evil 3 Remake, 2 seconds at a top level is like ridiculous. It's really, really good. Like makes a world of difference, I would say. And moving on to Nemi 3 now. So as we mentioned earlier, so as we mentioned earlier, we do have the Magnum, thankfully, for this fight. So it's a lot less problematic than Nemi 2, I would argue. And also because there's a mechanic in this fight where he can jump up on these tanks after this intro right here. So we're going to get him down to 80% and then right there. And that's going to take us to the phase transition. Carlo's going to come in. Yep. And then right here, he's going to, after we do enough damage to him, he's just going to start running around the arena and get behind one of these like big generators right here. And if we hit the 2 lights, it'll shock him, and then Carlos will hit him with the crane, and the crane actually does a lot of damage. I think we do that for this category, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right here, he's gonna get shocked, and he's gonna get sent to the floor also, and we're gonna just shoot his heart right here. This is his weak point with the Magnum. This is gonna do a lot of damage. Again, part of the reason this fight is a lot less problematic than Nemi 2. And this is another phase transition right here where he has the tantrum. And we're kind of gonna just like be hiding him around a little bit until he does the next thing where he like runs around the room. Yep, right here. And then it's just rinse and repeat, basically. He's going to jump right here. A 1. Oh, nice. You got the instant crane, though. That's really good.
That was actually nice.
Oh, yeah. That was a really good fight. Wow. Nice.
That was actually pretty solid.
That was clean. Yeah, you do save quite a bit of time, actually, if he jumps to the tank that has like the crane already preset up. So like Carlos doesn't even have to move the crane at all. And now we're moving on to Nemi 4. So I would say any difficulty below Inferno, well, no, below Nightmare, like Nemi is like pretty free, right? Or Nemi 4 is like pretty free. Not if you're going for like a top time, not really, but like just doing the fight in general is like really easy. So after we use the this giant rail gun right here, we're going to be running to the right. Hopefully he's going to do the double arm slam. Nice. Okay. And we're just going to shoot these bulbs, and that's going to send him down. And we're going to have just enough time here, if Zeke is on point right here, to push in all these power nodes. And that's all we need to do for this fight. We just got to push in these power nodes, and then we go back to the railgun, and the railgun's going to kill him. So this 2, and then he's going to start the process of getting up after we push this in. But if we are fast enough, we're going to have just enough time with a triple dodge right here to the last node to push it in before he can actually get up and like smack. Because normally when you try to push in these nodes, he does this scripted attack where he tries to grab you off the node. It's actually abused in some categories because it takes so long. But if he does grab you there, it's like an instant kill. But again, like I said, on this category, like if you're on point, you have enough time to push all of them in pretty comfortably. And now we just hold W and then press M1 when the railgun is in his mouth. And that is going to be the end of Nemesis.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, R.I.P. See you in DVD, buddy.
Yeah, now we're basically at the end of the game where we're taking just a very simple line all the way to Nikolai. Surely we don't miss.
Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say the game is not exactly over yet. You have to hit one more shot, and that is the Nikolai shot before. That is when we're gonna be calling time. By the way, I think, or after this. Do we want to call it on the Nikolai shot or on credits?
Yeah, we'll call it on the Nikolai shot. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, just when we get to the top of this elevator, we just have to go up the stairs, and then Carlos is going to grab Nikolai in a cutscene, and we just got to shoot him one time, and that's the end of the game. And it is very easy to miss this shot, actually. It is like almost a rite of passage to miss this shot and then lose 15 seconds. Surely that's not going to happen this time, though.
All right, and time.
Ooh, GG's.
GG.
Thank you. Not bad, actually. You know,
Yeah, that was a good run, yeah.
Typically, these runs are timed via IGT, but you know, we took a lot of safety strats and whatnot, and you know, we got like what, a 52-22, not bad, honestly.
Yeah.
My PB is like a 51-10 or something along those lines, so really not bad. Very, very pleased with how that went, actually. So I appreciate, obviously, thank you, Mike, for commentating. Mike is legendary Resident Evil runner, been around the scene for a while. You should check him out. He does Mass Effect, Resident Evil, all that fun stuff. I recently picked up running RE3R as a part of a challenge that I'm doing this year, where I'm trying to be the first person to break a world record in every single Resident Evil game. Recently, I accomplished Resident Evil 3 Remake with this category just a couple days ago, and I think I've done about 5 now, or 4 runs. So if you like Resident Evil speedruns, I do a lot of that. My Twitch is twitch.tv/Captain Ezekiel. Twitter, Blue Sky also is Captain Ezekiel. A lot of horror games, a lot of speedruns. I recently ran Silent Hill 2 Remake at Awesome Games Still Quick 2025. So yeah, if you like Resident Evil horror games, all that fun stuff, make sure to check me out. And thank you, Ek, by the way, and GDQ, always. I've been on Hotfix quite a few times, and very appreciative every single time they want me to come on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both for the run there. It was fun seeing you handgun your way through RE3 Remake. It's also a pleasure always to have you on. Anyway, if you have not checked out Captain Ezekiel, you can find the link in chat. I've said a lot of Resident Evil games, a lot of horror games. Anyway, that being said, that has been this episode of Speedruns from the Crypt. We are here about every 2 weeks or so with a bunch of different fun horror games. This episode was, I suppose, Valentine's Day, or a belated Valentine's Day episode. We'll be back in about 2 weeks or so. Usually I try to keep updated on what we're doing with these, so if you want to know how Speedruns from the Crypt goes, you can find my name somewhere on the screen, probably. Usually I go over all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back in about 2 weeks with more horror fun. So hopefully you have a good rest of the day and or night. If you did miss out on Crosshair or Speedruns in the Crypt, you can stay tuned as we replay both shows right after this. You can also tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for Game Over and Think Fast. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of the day or night, and take it easy.